Hold the press. Stop what you're doing because history's been created. I mean, it's a day of history, and we are live here to discuss a lot of things. I mean, there has to be some serious calls, some serious decisions taken. I mean, there has been collapses, there have been losses, but India's fortress has finally been breached after 12 long years. Yes, I repeat, 12 long years. It was in 2012 that India last lost a home series. Since then, India kept winning one after another home series. The duo of Ashwin and Jadeja just wreaked havoc teams. And I mean, after 12 years, this has happened. And this has happened to a full strength Indian team. It's not like they were not having Rohit, they were not having Kohli, they were not having Bumrah. They had everyone. They had Ashwin, they had Jadeja, they had Kuldeep in the first match, they had Rishabh Pant also. When Australia came last year, when England came, the Indian team didn't have a lot of guys, but everyone was there. In fact, New Zealand were without the services of one of their premier batters, Kane Williamson. They had a new captain in Tom Latham. They had only Tom Latham and Team Saudi with more than 30 test caps, but they ended up doing the unthinkable. They had not even won a single test in India for the last 36 years, leave alone winning a series. And they have won the series. They have created history. I mean, a lot of discussions needed to be made. So we thought this is the right time of coming live and discussing with you guys. And I'm very happy for Shamir Kayani. I mean, man, he's been waiting for a live from 9 p.m. Sorry for keeping you waiting, man, because I mean, he's put a comment even before we have started the live. And also, congrats to you, mate. I mean, your team did a very good job. I mean, I mean, the two neighboring countries history made on two different notes. I mean, India lost a home series after 12 years. Pakistan won a home series after 3 years. And Sajid and Noman, I mean, the history makers, unreal performance from the spin duo. India lost a test series after 18 series, and the other Pakistan won a test. Yeah, so that's what I was saying. Pakistan won a test series after losing first game of three-match series of 1995. Okay, so another record. Pakistan after losing first game of the three-match series after 1995 and they lost the first match versus Zimbabwe. Yeah, so that's what I was saying. I mean, this is history. And for Pakistan also, I mean, I'm happy for Pakistan because after the kind of performance England put in the first game, I mean, 800 plus runs, the kind of torture Pakistan had to bear, and then uh, as I said, I mean, at some point tough decisions need to be made, and Pakistan took those tough decisions. They dropped someone like a Babar Azam, they dropped Shaheen Afridi, they dropped Naseem Shah, three big names they dropped, and they decided that we need to make spin pitches. They used a 5 day used pitch in Multan for the second test. In Rawalpindi, they used artificial means to get a spin pitch, and they even after losing the toss, they performed. Also, I mean, England for the umpteenth time they've struggled against spin in subcontinental conditions, and we will try to come to this. Uh, as for our audience, I mean, please put in your comments today. I mean, it's an important day. No matter if you're fans of Indian cricket or not, I think there needs to be some serious discussions made. And it's not like we are being like over analytical for losing one series. I mean, India's batting order has collapsed on numerous occasions now. It happened against Bangladesh also. It happened against England. It happened against Australia last year. I mean, maybe somehow or the other, the bowling department or the lower order, Ashwin, Jadeja, someone or the other stepped up and saved India's back on multiple occasions. But this thing was on the cards for quite some time. This had to happen, and it happened here. If it hadn't happened here, it would have happened next year. But at some point of time, this would have happened. Also, I think the transition period is it's just a proof that this generation is coming to an end. There was a transition phase in the 2011 2012 time frame under MS when all those seniors in Sachin, VVS, Dravid, Sehwag, all these guys slowly went into the shadows, and the newer ones in Virat, Rahane, Pujara, Ravia Jadeja, Ravichandran Ashwin, all these guys stepped up. And I think also with the BGT there, the WTC is at stake. So I think some serious calls need to be made going into Mumbai and maybe going into the BGT. So I mean, we are waiting for comments from you guys so that we can plan our discussions and we can go along with your lines. So Shamir Kayani, I mean, Shamir is here. Baseball started in Rawalpindi, also buried in Rawalpindi. See, I mean, honestly speaking, I think I have never criticized baseball because I have thought that, see, even when England were playing defensive, it's not like they were winning a lot of tests in subcontinent. And I think this team lacks the quality to play defensively. They've realized that if we play this brand of cricket, maybe we will win 4 out of 10. If we played the traditional brand of cricket, we'll be winning 1 out of 10. So they are just maximizing the quality they have. Um, it's not like if they play defensively, they will win a lot. And I mean, a couple of players like Pope, Ben Stokes also, I mean, he's having some pathetic performance in subcontinental conditions in England, in South Africa. He's had good performances, but in subcontinent, his place is now under scrutiny. I know England is not playing any more tests in subcontinent for the next couple of years. I think their next test in the subcontinent will be against Bangladesh in early 2027. So for the next 2 years, they will be playing in England, South Africa, Australia. And but I think also, I mean, Joe Root, I mean, I expected 150 from him in the after the 260 on that road pitch. So he also didn't live up to his reputations. Hardy Brook, I mean, he it was his first assignment on such a tricky pitch. He also didn't pass with flying colors. I think, if you ask me, one guy who passed with flying colors, Jamie Smith, he was very good in that first innings. He was the reason England crossed 250. Apart from that, Crawley maybe looked decent at time. Sorry, not Crawley, Ben Duckett. I mean, he was a great player, to be honest. Okay, Shami, no issues, no issues. I mean, you can go slow. So Ben Duckett, I mean, he's been very effective with his sweeps and reverse sweeps. He was good in India also in patches. So I think he's a great player. England also need to take a call on a few players like Oli Pope. I think, I mean, he's been too inconsistent to be continuously playing at number three. Some call needs to be taken. So I mean, I have spoken a lot, to be honest, for some time, for 7 minutes, and now I will like to ask my mate Ritik if he will share any views. I mean, we will go into the India New Zealand, but at the moment, since we are having questions on the England Pakistan, so let's have some discussion on that. So if you speak something on Shamir's comment.
Yeah, so first of all, hello everyone. And yes, as Saptarshi mentioned, I think Saptarshi has well covered the snapshot of both the test matches, both the England Pakistan and the India New Zealand test matches. And yes, coming to Shamir's comment, yeah, what is this saying? Let me just read once. Baseball started in Rawalpindi in 2022 and also
Yeah,
buried in Rawalpindi. You see, buried, maybe it would be an overstatement to say, because I'm pretty sure that England will still continue to play under. Yes, they might make some modifications. That is, they might reduce the aggression a bit, or maybe play a bit more calculatively. They might take risks calculatively. But all of a sudden, just because of, I mean, losing one series, I don't think that should be a reason to entirely drop a plan. So because see, they have got reasonable success. If I'm to point that out with this approach, so I
yeah.
don't think
So
this is a blunder on their part. Yeah, yes, Saptarshi.
yeah. That's what I was saying. That it's not like, I mean, if you go to the pre-baseball era under Root or maybe some other skipper. So if you go there, 2021 when they came to India, when they went to when they came to India in 2016, then also they weren't winning a lot. I mean, they were playing traditional cricket, but they weren't winning a lot. And if you see some of the dismissals, it's not because they're playing aggressively. It's because they don't have maybe enough quality to play on these turning tracks, don't have the required skills to play on these turning tracks, like Oli Pope. I mean, it's not like he's playing too aggressively, but he's not sure whether to lunge onto the front foot or when to go back. I mean, like yesterday, one ball which was pitched halfway down the pitch, he tried to defend it going onto the front foot and it bounced and caught the outer half of the bat. For Harry Brook, he was constantly trying to play off the back foot, and there always lies the risk of one spinning sharp and staying low and catching him plumb or getting him bowled. Also, Ben Stokes, he's been not sure of his defense. So I think it's lack of skills for playing on these pitches.
Yeah, rightly pointed out. I think we have a comment from Shamir. If you can pin that comment. Uh, yes, he said that in the context of England versus Pakistan. Well, Shamir, to be honest, this series, rather, especially the last two matches of this series, it definitely goes to show a lot of things, and especially the lack of England's abilities to play spin well. I mean, apart from a few players like, let's say, Zach Crawley, Ben Duckett, or Joe Root, I hardly see any player who is very comfortable playing against spin. And if I talk about these two guys, Noman and Sajid, I mean, they just bowled brilliantly. And I was reading a stat somewhere that these two guys, in the span of the last two matches in the series, they picked up a total of 39 wickets. So, I mean, that speaks volumes. I mean, the kind of
Yes.
impact they have had on the series. And yes, the point you mentioned that buried in Rawalpindi, well, it only, to be honest, it only goes to show. Yeah. Yes, Saptarshi.
Yeah, so Utkarsh is saying, Utkarsh. So, I mean, a day of history
Hi,
for Test
Utkarsh.
cricket. Two neighboring countries making his two different sorts of history on either sides of the border. So, also, musical traveler. Why don't you join us, man? Happy that India got a world check, especially
Yeah,
before
it would
BGT,
be
a
happy
proper
to
instant
see you
inspection
in
was
our
made.
discussion.
Yeah, man, you
Yeah,
can
so the
join us
point I was
also.
mentioning.
Yeah, continue, Ritik.
Yeah, so not exactly a day of history per se, but
I think he's having internet issues, Ritik.
to be honest, but every this very spinning.
I
Yeah,
think
I
Ritik,
think I am visible now.
yeah, your voice
Yeah,
was lagging a bit. Yeah, I think now.
yeah. Am I visible and audible clearly now?
Yeah. Now,
Yeah, I was mentioning that, see, no approach is flawless no matter whatever approach you adopt, and it only goes to show that baseball is fine, no, of course, but given that you have to also take into consideration the pitch, the strength of your batters, and of course the department of the bowling department strength in the opposition team. That's all I want to say. See, no approach is perfect, but every approach, if you use it to the best of your abilities, and if you can tweak it as per the conditions and as per the opponent's strengths, I think that will bring out the best results for the team. Yeah.
yeah, so Utkarsh is saying that Sajid was also. I mean, this guy is a real fighter. I mean, the way he was bleeding yesterday, his shirt was. I mean, it was peak, like peak Bollywood. His shirt was filled with smeared with blood, and he just changed the shirt and kept on batting. And then he came out to bowl with so much energy, so much passion. I mean, this guy is just that peaks hero sort of vibes.
And yes, I think Musical Traveler has pointed out a comment. Baseball is equal to GG ball. I think he's referring to
Yeah,
India under
yeah.
the
So
GG era. Yeah.
yeah, so while baseball loved there, maybe GG ball last year. So now let's move our shift our attention to GG ball. And I mean, what a day for! I mean, what a month for New Zealand cricket. First win in India for after 36 years, breaking the record after 12 years, winning the Women's T20 World Cup. And what more can you expect achieve in a span of a week? I mean, that's simply outstanding. So, if I ask Ritik, I mean, one question I would like to ask you is Virat Kohli. I mean, Virat's been a great servant of Indian cricket for a long, long time. I mean, nobody can absolutely deny his achievements for the Indian cricket team. But I think with time, he's been struggling greatly. Okay, so Shubhradeep's also joined, and I think all are coming with specs. Don't know the reason exactly.
I think after seeing what happened, I think our eyes need some serious treatment. That's the thing.
Yeah, so anyways, I mean, what I was asking Ritik was, so I mean, Virat has struggled badly in Test cricket of late. I mean, and particularly at home, I think he's not been sure how to play the spinners. I think still overseas he's had a pretty better record against the Pacers. So your take on Virat's form in Test cricket and his future in this format of the game?
See, Virat Kohli, if I talk about in Test cricket, especially after COVID, we all know that his form has dipped really. I mean, when I say dipped, it is when I'm comparing it with his form before the pre-COVID era, right? Before the COVID. So, yeah, I mean, his form has definitely dipped down, and especially if I talk about his batting skills against spin bowling, that has definitely come under the scanner. and that too, especially if I talk about against slow left arm bowlers and someone with the likes of Mitchell Sandner. And we all saw his dismissal in this innings, that he somehow, I felt that he couldn't read the pace of the ball, or maybe he was not sure of the whether he should play it on the back foot, whether he should go on the front foot, and where I mean, what is exactly the length of the ball. I think he failed to judge that, and he was caught on the crease and eventually got LBW. I mean, yeah, you can say that it was umpire's call. I mean, things, decisions going against him, but this has become a habit sort of, and it has become a trend, rather I should say, that Virat against spin bowling, he has definitely not looked at all comfortable. And this is one area I'm a bit surprised, and I'm a bit disappointed actually, because big players generally do find out a way to overcome these issues. But yeah, don't know, because Virat also, I don't think that maybe 4 or 5 years later he's still going to continue. I mean, even though he's very fit, and I mean, physically he's definitely very much competent. But yeah, and not just Virat, if I have to extend that to other players also. I mean, if you compare it to players of the earlier generations, this generation definitely has their share of problems playing spin bowling. Yeah.
Yeah, so if Shubhradeep can also share his views, India versus spin, Virat versus spin, Rohit versus spin. Did India again fall into their own trap?
Well, when trap, it's the last 12 months they have now fallen into their own trap for twice in one under the Rahul Dravid's coaching in the final of the ODI World Cup and now in this game. I totally agree with you.
I think it's got stuck.
Yeah, I think he's facing some network issues.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, Supradeep. Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yes, we
yeah,
can hear
yeah,
you.
yeah.
I just mentioned that the two spinning surfaces they made for just tackling the opponents in that ODI World Cup final, and now in this game has actually backfired the India really badly. One under Dravid and now under Gambhir. The fact is, it's a myth that Indian batters play spin better than anyone else. It's an absolute myth. They are one of the worst batters. If you, I have no issues with rank turners. Let me just clear the picture. People think that I have issues with rank turners. I don't have issues if you have the quality of the Sri Lankan batters. Sri Lanka make those surfaces in gully. It feels like the first day the ball is will spin like a 5-6 degrees, but the batters have the skill and the abilities to showcase how to play against the spinners, no matter whether you're playing against Lion or whether against Sadner. Sadner got no wickets in that gully surface, went for close to 200 runs in the first test in gully, and now he has taken 13 wickets. The reason why I wanted to have a absolutely flat deck, because you know the Indian batters are not in real good form against the spinners. They can't play spin. That's the absolute bottom line. And on a good surface, it's the difference what will make between the quality. On a good surface, even Ashwin Jadeja has the quality to take wickets, and then the others like Sadnar and Ajaz Patel have to do something extraordinary to pick up those wickets, something which won't happen on rank turners. When there is help, even if some of the part-time bowlers bowl, they will get some. You see, some of the balls that deliveries that was spinning for Glenn Phillips, he was just ripping it up with some of the pace, and the ball was jagging back. And the fact is, the shot in the first innings from Virat was really poor, really lazy shot because he missed absolutely full toes and hit into the stumps. I thought he batted well in the second innings. One of the things that you always get from Virat Kohli is how he manages to get good lessons in the second innings. But the fact is, it's a good thing about Virat. He take lessons, but the bad thing is making the same mistake for a long time. I think being so many years that people know Brett can't bat against left-arm spinners. How many spinners have failed? How many left-arm spinners have made trouble him? O'Keefe, I remember O'Keefe. There was a point a Mark Craig off spinner came in, and now
Okay, Pune man.
cooler man. Now the left-arm spinners just come and make issues with against Virat, and it's not the left-arm spinners, the off spinners, the leg spinners, all the things. I remember Ollie Robinson make a very good point on Virat Kohli in 2021. He said, "It's very simple with Virat. If he has an issue, just keep on bowling with the issue, and eventually he'll get out." I laughed at it. Thought, oh, young Ollie Robinson had just make a very bold but a odd statement on Virat. Now he's coming live. Absolutely right. If you bowl in the same channel, if you make them, there's an issue. Every batter has an issue. It's not like Don Bradman, Sachin Tendulkar, whatever, Brian Lara, AV, whatever players you talk, the quality batters have an issue. But my problem is when you have an issue, you don't want to make the bowlers feel that I have an issue. Once you make them feel that that's my problem, they can just bowl in the same area. And the fact I also don't understand is the in the spin bowling department in this game was really, really pure. I don't know whether you guys discuss it about it or not. But the
No,
fact is,
yeah. So let's just
right,
take one comment here. So that what Ritik was saying, yeah. So I mean, I've seen some people saying that Virat was unlucky, umpire's call, and all these things. But I think umpire's call is absolutely fair. I mean, we discussed this even during that England series when Ben Stokes said that umpire's call needs to be eliminated. But I mean, I've seen people
there is a
saying today that Virat was unlucky and all these things. But I think at some point of time, umpire's call is needed just for that room for error in technology. I mean,
well,
umpire's call is needed.
there is a very good video of Nasir Hussain which he made during a
Yeah,
2021 series against
yeah.
Sri
I mean,
Lanka. He said,
that came up. That came up during the India-England series when Stokes was adamant that umpires call. I mean, so everyone will be like that. When it works out in your favor, you will like it. When it doesn't, you will slander it. But it's needed because just to nullify that error in technology. So it's needed absolutely. You can't say it's unlucky. It's just that it didn't work out in your favor this time around.
yeah, without umpire's call, the game will finish around 3 days. Every dismissal will be dismissed because of the fact that umpire's call. The Hawkeye has just kind of I think Nasir Hussain has made it very clear. You guys can go and watch in the YouTube. There's a big thing. The point my is that I am going to discuss was India spin department. India has struggled very, very badly. The two spin veterans, Jadeja and Ashwin, have struggled and addressed that same series to find it the most baddest one. I saw some of the stats of Ashwin. I just wrote a piece on the two spinners. Ashwin has the worst average in his whole career. The second worst average, actually, the worst was England. He averaged 70 in that four-match series in 2012, and now he averaged around 45. Jadeja has the third worst average in this series. So one is getting the second worst, and one is having the third worst. The both are actually struggling. And the fact I didn't understand is when the opponents know that how which pace you need to bowl on the surface. Mitchell Santana was bowling with such a slow rate. I think he was bowling at 90. Suddenly he was changing the pace at 475. Why can our bowlers do that? I mean, they are really, really formidable and understand the conditions better than them for surely. If I know that this is happening, I saw that delivery from Akashdeep that he bowled out in the first innings. That ball came like after ages after Akashdeep threw his bat. It's like he bowled his Sandner, Akashdeep threw his bat, and the ball came back to cross the stumps like after a year. That was that much slow, and our spinners were just kind of ripping it up, firing up. Then someone hits them, the sweeping, someone sweeps them a reverse sweep, suddenly go back. There's no consistency in the line and length. When was the last
Yeah.
time I saw Ashwin bowling that many poor deliveries in a whole spell? I think he bowled just two maidens in the first innings in 24 overs. Just two maidens. We're talking about Rajendra Ashwin, who has almost 550 wickets.
Yeah,
That,
and the way New Zealand came out in that second innings, I mean, straight away they were out with intent. First ball, Latham tried their paddle sweep, then he used his feet, then he drove through the covers. Conway steps out, slams it down the ground. So
yeah,
they just didn't allow the
they're
bowlers to
bound to
settle. Some,
Yeah, they're
yeah,
bound to do that. And that's why your quality as a bowler will come into the scene. How many great spinners have bowled? And the fact is, it's not easy. Why I'm really, really frustrated with India's bowling is the fact that Michael Santner has outbowled them. Michael Santner has picked up 13 wickets in the game, and combined of Ravindra Jadeja and Ravichandran Ashwin has picked 12 in the two games. That means they have bowled around 130 overs for 12 wickets. And there's a guy who's playing his 29 test match, comes by Hamilton, doesn't bowl in his home test matches, and
yeah,
he
he
has.
didn't have a five. He didn't have more than 3 wickets in an innings for in his Test career. Didn't have a
I mean,
single fifer, I guess, also in first class.
less than 50 overs, picked up 30 wickets. And the fact is, India, most people think that India is an easy place to bowl spin. No. Nathan Lan has talked about how hard it is to bowl spin in India compared to Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, or UAE, or Dubai, Sharjah, or Pakistan. Rankana Herath has struggled here. Shane Warne has struggled here. Morley has struggled here. Some of the greatest of the spinners in the whole game have struggled in India bowling spin. And there is two guys who have shown how to do the job. And then there's one guy, rookie of left-arm spinner from New Zealand, plays for Hamilton, hasn't played a lot of games of first-class cricket, hasn't been in regular test matches for New Zealand. Even if when they'll play in England, I'm sure they will drop Mitchell Santner for sure because they will play Ajat Patel or whatever it is. And there is a guy who's outplayed Ravichandran Ashwin and Ravindra Jadeja on that Rank turner on the slow turn, rank turner, not knockdown turner, but slow turner. Can't believe that
Yeah,
he has
so
played
I guess
15
yeah,
games. I mean, it's a
yeah,
different
I
change
guess
if
we are
you're sitting as a spinner. Yeah.
yeah, we are getting a lot of comments. So if we can take those comments. So I think Bubai is asking again, Pujara Rahane really not. I don't think he was a very good player of spin, but I mean, yeah, Pujara. I have seen a lot of people now advocating the comeback of Pujara for BGT after the BGT
Well, no,
squad was announced, and particularly
I don't
after
think
this
that's the
loss.
reason. Pujara is also struggling in Spain without any reason. Rahane is also struggling in Spain with many
Yeah,
reasons. And the fact is, I think Rahane hasn't been in the team for a long, long time. Pujara hasn't been for a long, long time, and India team has done well. I'm not saying that they have been the old team and Rahane Pujara will solve the whole problems. That's not the problem. You have to look ahead, as I mentioned. You can't look behind again because even if they play better against spinners, they will again make troubles against own troubles against the Pacers, and you are going to Australia at the moment. So there's always a bit of an issue, and you can't actually always look back and say, "Oh, these were the players." You can always look back to Tendulkar and think he can come and bat for India. You can look back to Dravid to come back and hold the bat for India. You can look back anyone in the past, but your job is to look ahead and say, "Hey, this is our young players." If we have made such a one of the
yes, yes,
important
yes.
things for a team to be successful in test matches is having a very reputed and successful Ranji domestic structure. And if your Ranji trophy is such a successful structure of your game, why not we are producing more domestic performance? If Pakistan have the courage to give sorry, Kamran Kamran Ghulam, what is the
Kamran
name of
Gulam,
him?
Yes,
Kamran
yes.
Ghulam has the
Kamran
braveness.
Gulam.
Salute to Pakistan cricket. I'm to say it. Salute to the whole board to make sure that you drop your three poster boys in the middle of a series of having lost an innings defeat against England, and you are on the edge of losing your seven back-to-back Test matches. I don't know, they haven't known for 4 years by then, and you have the guts to drop some of your big names, the bowler Shaheen Afridi, Babar Azam. You remember what happened in the morning of the Test match in Multan for the second game. Everyone went against the board, and then to produce that much Test match performance, that's how you take brave decisions in your brave decisions in your board. That's how you you show your guts in the whole structure, and you give reverse to domestic performance. Some of the players have been scoring runs in the Ranji Trophy for a long, long time. But what are you waiting for? You are waiting for your veteran players to come back and put your runs. I have issue with the spin department, but the fact is, it's a rare defeat for India in the spin department, so I have no issues. They will come back, but the batting has been doing it for a consistent rate. I think
Yeah,
Music
so
Travel is
musical
saying
traveler
Jabal
is saying
Sharma.
we cannot play spin, we cannot play swing. Can we play anything but T20?
We cannot play swing. That's the true. We can play pace, and that's the only positive going into the Australia series. Whenever India's gone to Australia, we haven't had issues scoring runs. We have scored 350, 400 runs because we play pace well. The only issue we have is seam and swing, and that's why we have struggled in New Zealand, South Africa, and England for a regular basics. At the moment, India's fortress has been breached. I have to say, I never thought India's in the fortress will be breached in the near future. I thought it would take around 20, 30 years. But again, at the
It's
moment, the
got stuck.
only fortress that hasn't been breached for a long, long time, but most of the teams, South Africa, New Zealand haven't done it, West Indies haven't done it, India hasn't done it.
It's got
Which
stuck, I
team?
guess.
I think many teams haven't done it. Pakistan hasn't done it. So many teams haven't been able to break the fortress of South Africa, and that's the issue. Okay, he's saying Akashdeep threw his wicket away to Jadeja was in mood to pull and Edgbaston. Akashdeep an issue, but I don't think that match was gone by then. I think it was too far back then. I believe it's more about the pitch being ranked on the mixed standard. Looks like prime Mulle. Yeah, that's the fact. That's the reason why I was looking for a flat deck. I was shouting, I was spilling out to have a flat deck. Let the batters score runs. Let the batters have confidence back in their shell before going to Australia. And now you are putting them under a bit
Yeah,
of pressure going.
that's where the problem started. In Bangalore, you ditched out a normal track with some assistance for the Pacers. There was some assistance, and then because of the moisture, you took a wrong decision at the toss, and because of the moisture, the ball did so much. You got 46 all out, and you panicked. You lost the first test. You thought, let's dish out a turn now, and you just fell into your own trap. So
won't
yeah,
have.
Shamir is saying, yeah. So what Shamir is saying, I mean, that was a huge turning point. Just then Jaiswal had got out and Rishabh got run out in the next over.
Rishabh,
One of the best players of spin in the team.
whose fault was it? People say Virat. I will say Rishabh Pant's issue. Rishabh's fault was it. Your job as a non-striker is to judge the ball and say, I can't get there. If I can't get there, I will say straight away no. That's it. I just because he's a Virat Kohli or he can't see. He just played it point and he's looking at the player and said run, and Rishabh just responded. He said, hey, yeah, I'll run up, and then he was lagging and judgment. I
Also,
think
I mean,
Shah
it was
mentioned.
also, I mean, that was also Sandnut. I mean, he was just everywhere. He just picked up, and the release was so good, right at the top of the bills.
As Ian Smith mentioned, he's a left-hander. Judgmental was angle was really up to him. If he's a right-hander, he have to turn back and hit, and that was a 1 or 2 seconds which I could have easily saved Rishabh Pant because he's a left-hander center. He just absolutely pick it and just absolutely throw it from that point of time, and it was in. That was a perfect throw, absolutely in the hands of the keeper. And by the time he reached, yeah, he was back was a couple of inches away. So yeah, turning point, big turning point. The whole Indian team today, if you see the second innings, I think the only delivery that was excellent and deserves to get a wicket was the one that Surfraz got. That was a terrific delivery. The ball came jagging in, making the batter throw his bat, and then it crushed it into the off stump. Other than that, Rohit made a mistake of putting his pad with the bat. Virat didn't judge the ball. Yashasvi, the reason Yashasvi is, DK mentioned the point pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Once he stopped the sweep, he had to trust more on his defense at that point of time and play more. And was because of that back injury, he had to curb the
That back
sweep.
injury. Yeah, that was the point. Brigger mentioned the back injury actually made him stop the sweep shot, and that's why he put pressure and he got out because trying to defend the delivery. Shubman Gill was Shubman Gill has a bit of an issue with the spin now. You understand his punt was run out. Jadeja got out last.
Also, I mean, Shubman Gill. I mean, he's now having issue with a lot of things. He's not done well overseas. I mean, apart from that BGD 3 years or 4 years back, he has not done well in overseas. He struggled in England. He struggled in South Africa, and now he struggled in home also mostly. I mean, apart from maybe 2 3 matches in against England, and that one mostly good batting tracks. He struggled against spin also.
He has struggled against Spain. I'm sure he will struggle against Pacers. Some of the shots that he plays, some of the back pusher that he plays in, especially in the port, the bounce and carry is there in the track. He is expected to struggle there at the moment, especially against Scott Boland if he plays because of the line and length that he bowls at the absolute handkerchief channel. And the fact you guys saw it, how what is the time that was the BGT squad was announced almost at the time yesterday night, and the fact is, they absolutely memorized that India is on the brink of losing a home test series. Perfect timing from BCCI just to make sure they forget all the happenings that have been going on. And another fact, because of the defeat, now India needs to win 4 out of their 6 games to ensure they reach the final of the WTC, third successive final of the WTC. Now you are actually under pressure. You have to win Wankhede, and you have to make sure that you win 3 games against Australia, which won't be an easy job. South Africa will be really happy, as I mentioned, Bangladesh, and they're facing Sri Lanka and Pakistan at home, and Australia will be known that they have a chance to register their register 4 victories in the series. And make sure they win one of those 2 games in Sri Lanka to make the second consecutive WC final. But India, just 2 games ago, we're saying, "Oh, India is easily going to be who will play in place of who will play in the WC final, how will manage the high pitch schedule to make sure the players get enough break before the WC preparation." And here you go. You are actually quite miles away from making the ticket of the London Test. I mean, Rasi Hussain made a brilliant point after the series. I watching the discussion because I always find him really discussing the game in a better way. I said both England and India made a very bad decisional, structural, wrong decision was always discussing Australia. And it is the fact we have been discussing about Australia for a long, long time. Our focus is towards Australia because we know we'll easily demolish New Zealand and Bangladesh. Well, it certainly haven't for New Zealand. So that's the smartest team. And for England also, they have been talking about the Ashes for a long, long time. It's almost more than a year to go, and they have been talking about the Ashes. Jack Crowley, the way he batted in this Pakistan series, he should be dropped for next series. But because people think, oh, he plays against the pace as well, so he would be good to go against all in Australia. Should claim his position in the team. But now
Yeah, so
in
we were discussing about that. I mean, Oli Pope. I mean, he's been another that name. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's playing golf nicely, and that's why Baz is happy to keep him. But what's his future?
his average out of Kennington Oval is almost under 30 or, and his average is over 18 Kennington Oval. So he will love to carry the same track in everywhere he goes. He has his issue. He has his issue against spinners. Apart from the Hyderabad 180 or 190 he made, there's
One ninety
nothing to
six.
look back. 196. There's nothing to look back away from it. Vizag is struggle. He struggled in Dharamshala, struggle in
Also, I
Rajkot.
mean, Ben Stokes, he looked clueless again in spinning conditions. I mean, the way he left nominally and it just came back into his pads.
Let me tell you, that shot, if a tailender had played it, I mean, it could have been called as one of the worst shots in the cricketing history. He just left it. He is a left-handed batter. Normally, left-handed spinner is bowling. The ball is always going to come to him. There's no point to leave the delivery. He would actually leaving it. That was called one of those worst. YouTube videos comes like to the top 10 worst shots in cricketing history. That will actually top
And
the
even,
chart,
I
to
mean,
be
on
honest.
spinning conditions, I've mostly seen him. He just blindly tries the reverse sweep every time, every ball.
He hasn't bowled a single over in the whole game and got out in a very, very poor fashion. Even the last game when he bat actually flew away out of the planet. So
Also, Joe Root struggled quite a bit in the last two matches on these tracks.
haven't actually got chance to follow that test match because they're having at the same time. So I haven't seen how Root got out in this test match.
Apart
But
from Ben Duckett and I mean Jamie Smith in that first innings, no one looked a bit assured. Jamie Smith gave himself time, then launched the attack, and he looked bit decent. Harry Brook also continuously tried to play off the back foot and got stuck LBW or bowled.
it was known even when they played the Bajwal, I knew this England team will struggle. That their captain has struggling for their coach has been struggling for a long, long time when it comes to spin
Yeah,
department.
they will know that they are not playing in subcontinent for the next 2 years. They will be playing at home. They will be playing in South Africa. They will be playing in Australia in the next cycle. So they
Yeah, so
will
they're
again
they're
prepare for the
going to
pacey
Bangladesh
conditions.
in 2027,
Yeah,
late
Bangladesh
20,
is I think early 2027. So 2.5 years, around 2 years, three
early or
months.
late. Then they will have two back-to-back tours of Sri Lanka and India. So there will be three back-to-back subcontinents. They have time to reflect on what should be done.
Yeah,
But
Sri Lanka, India, I guess it's in the next to next cycle. So 27 to 29 will be in Sri Lanka, India. I think maybe Stokes won't play till then. Root, I'm not sure if he will play after 27 or not.
if Root plays by then, surely he will be top the chart over Tendulkar by then. So not sure whether Root will play or not. But the fact is that
Also, I
in this
think let's take a couple of comments. So we have been talking for quite some time. If Ritik also takes some comment, he's been the mute spectator for quite some time.
Yeah, I was
So Somojit
actually,
Hazra has come
yeah.
with the comments. Yeah, so yesterday Afghanistan A, I mean they had great performance in the emerging Asia Cup, defeated India A, and today India senior team. What is wrong with this team? He's asking. So if Ritik
well,
can share his insights.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
go on.
kudos to Afghanistan. I mean, the way they have played, and I've been mentioning this ever since the last T20 World Cup that happened. That Afghanistan, this team, I mean, has done miracles. If you talk about especially the last 4 5 years, the way this team has played. I mean, I'm not just talking about a specific team, but I'm talking about the country as a whole. I mean, despite having lots of problems, be it political, be it financial troubles, and everything. I mean, there's a lack of proper infrastructure for cricket, and but despite all odds, the way Afghanistan has managed to, I mean, climb the ladders of, I mean, so they have absolutely looked to be very promising, and they definitely have a very promising future ahead. And I mean, just wait for maybe 4 5 years, and they will be playing definitely the finals or maybe the knockouts of ICC tournaments for sure. So yeah, brilliant to see Afghanistan's
Yeah,
performance.
so Anubhav is asking a very good question. So they have been
Yeah,
outplayed on a seamer-friendly pitch in Bangalore, a spin-friendly pitch in Pune. So what kind of pitch you are expecting to be laid out in Mumbai
that's a
during
good
the
question
Diwali?
actually.
Flat dig. Absolutely put a flat dig. Make sure that your team, whichever wins the toss, scores over 350. Then it should be a very natural test wicket. And when I said natural test wicket, in my understanding, the team batting first should score around 400. The second innings should happen around 350. third innings should be around 300, and the fourth innings will be around 150. That's how you natural with
So
your
do
natural
you see
ability.
India laying out a deck similar to what they laid out at Ahmedabad against Australia? One which produced a draw, a
No,
dull draw.
no way. They need a win. They need a win. And that means they need to just draw. They only didn't win. And the fact is, the good thing about Mumbai Wankhede is because of the Arabian Sea, there's always a chance of having a bit of a seam, swing, and then spin. Ashwin should love Mumbai and Wankhede because of the bounce they get from the red soil pitch. As long as Jadeja, the fact
Yeah,
that
I
they
mean,
always
India played New Zealand at Wankhede last series also in 2021,
Ajaz,
where I just took 10.
Yeah.
Ajaz took 10, but doesn't seem to be the same. I think Rangana Hayat has worked it brilliantly. I think with both Sand and Ajaz Patel in those subcontinental tours. And one thing that I've seen different from the last trip to New Zealand is how they have been consistent with their line and length. That was the issue that India have been facing in this series, not being consistent because they're playing so many T20Is. There's the one thing about I don't understand. The best spinners, and even Lathan Lyon has bowled at the same time for a long, long time. Even it's full, you keep on bowling at the same line. The batters are going to make a mistake because as long just because of the same parameter of the bowler, the batters are also playing T20s for a long, long time. So whenever they play 10 deliveries on a dot, they know the next delivery they have to score runs. It's like their hand is itching to get a score. Even if it's a single, they're bound to score a run, and then you put
Yeah,
pressure
so
on with the consistency.
yeah, yeah. Shamir is saying Pakistan have a lot of good spinners. Noman, Sajid, Zahid, Abrar, Usama, Mehran, Sufyan, Faisal, Arafat. Yeah, so he's also
I think
mentioned, I think, quite a few a handful of
I
domestic
know
players.
Sufyan, I know Meher, I know Usama obviously here, Usama Mir, Avrar is there, Zahid is there, Shazid is there, no one is there. I don't know Arafat. I have to look about Arafat, who he is. And the Faisal also, I don't know this too. I know Sufi and Mehran have been doing well. Usama Mir, he has bowled well in T20. I don't know about how does he bowl in Test matches. Zahid Mahmood, he has. I thought he would bowl a better than I expected. Hasn't been that good as I expected, but I think he will be better as he goes along in his career. Highest batting average with
Highest
a
batting
spin
average
last
versus
in
spin last 10 years. Williamson, Marnus, Babar, and Virat. So last 10 years, I mean, that's quite a big time frame. Last 10 years will not tell you the entire story. I think to judge the Indian players, you have to take a shorter time frame. Maybe last 4 years will be a better time
there's
frame to judge.
another criteria I have to add is Williamson's average in Asia. I think he plays
Yeah.
on those green tracks in spinning conditions. You will ever get better. So
Yeah, so
Williamson
that's the thing. I mean, it's not the same
struggled
playing
badly in
spin
Asia.
on a Wellington deck and on a Chennai deck.
Yeah, yeah, that's the fact, man. Marnus is good to be honest, and Babar. Obviously, you are batting in a flat for the last 5 years. Your spin average will always be over 60. So no issues. Pakistan and Sri Lanka player
Pakistan
has the
Sri
best.
Lanka player has the best average versus spin. I think Sri Lanka. Yeah, I mean those guys
Sri Lanka
have
definitely. The
grown
way
up playing on those gold decks. I
goal
mean
decks and
Kamindu
you
Mendes,
have
Angelo
to win.
Matthews, Dhananjaya De Silva, everyone, Dimuth
And
Karunaratne.
if you have to win on those surfaces in Sri Lanka, your batters need to score runs on a regular basis, and they have been doing it. Kamindu Mendes, Nisanka, even Kushal Mendes for a bit of a time, they have been doing it. And for Pakistan,
Angelo Matthews, DDS,
Angelo Matthews, DDAs, Chandimal also the scored him many 160.
Karunaratne,
Yeah,
Karunaratne.
and these are the players. For Pakistan, obviously, you are playing on a road, so your average against spinners will always be on the high. Now have to see how your batters play against spinners on these kind of
I
tracks.
think Saad Shakil has shown his pedigree against spin.
Yeah.
He played
Sure,
well in Sri Lanka
yeah.
also.
Sorsaki, even Salman Ali Agha. I think those two are the futures of Pakistan cricket at the moment.
Saad
Uh,
Shakil, I mean, he needs to maybe reform his ways against pace bowling, but I think Salman Ali Agha has great temperament. He can bowl also, and I mean,
well,
he may be the future captaincy candidate also for Pakistan.
I love the temperament of Short Sakil in this game, especially. He made that century. I love the way he batted because at a point of time, England were at the upper hand, could have actually get a lead of over 100 runs in the first innings,
Yeah, when
and
seven were down, I think England were leading by some 90 odd runs. Then that partnership between Noman and Shakil. Then
those
Sajid came. He
spinners
snagged so many
batted
sixes.
brilliantly. Those spinners batted. I think they scored around 85 together, and that
Yeah.
Yeah,
was one of the turning point of the whole match because the lower was giving you over 80 runs for those two wickets on that surface when you know the visitors are anyway going to struggle. That was a bit of upper hand in the team anyway.
So
Drop Rohit.
musical traveler is saying drop Rohit Sharma if Ritik will share anything on that. Man is not a test player. You cannot win tests with just intent. But
Uh,
is Rohit Sharma showing enough intent also? He got out one of nine. He didn't get out one of one
Anything
I
because
don't
in the
know
first
what
innings.
he means with intent. Does he mean intent as a player or as a captain? I mean, that he needs to specify.
It's not like he tried to
I
smack.
didn't
He
get
just
that.
got squared up against Saudi, and today he just lobbed up a catch against Senna.
See, he's not a test player. I mean, I mean, this would be a debatable question, I would say, because to be honest, Rohit actually came into the test fraternity quite late in his career. To be honest, he was more of a ODI and T20 player. But yeah, I mean, dropping, I think that would be maybe a bit. I mean, bit going a bit far, I would say currently, because we know that I mean Rohit, at least when he plays, I mean, he has that positive intent and he can, I mean, score those quick runs while opening. So yeah, dropping I think would be a bit harsh and bit going too far. If Shubhradeep and Saptarshi would like to add something to that.
Yeah, so Ashish is
Well, he
also
has
joined. Is
certainly
he
struggled.
also joined with specs or not?
He
No,
has certainly
he's not
struggled. Rohit has
showing him.
struggled in the last
Yeah,
couple of
I am
situations.
here. Sorry, guys, I was in a meeting that late.
Yeah, no issues. I mean, we were having discussions regarding histories made on either side of the border. Pakistan winning a home series after almost 4 years. India losing a home series after 12 years. So
It's one of
Certainly,
those memes. Time traveler moves a chair.
certainly take that comment of Virat in my heart. He was going to the Pune Test match. I remember he said
Yeah,
it.
I think he
Yeah, yeah,
What
went
I
yeah.
into the
he was
match.
the
what I
His
one.
first test,
what I
his
said
first
is
game
that
from the stadium.
when I said that don't put a rank turner, he said no, no, no. Our batters will bat well. Our batters will show better performance with the bat. Now he's here again. 3 days later, here we are standing. India losing their 12-year proud record, man. Well,
Yeah.
I'll let
Even I
Ashish.
was of the
How would
support
you
that India will fare well.
Yeah, how
Sorry.
would you dissect the game? Where it went wrong for India?
Uh, I see the where it went wrong is I feel they are not connecting. You see, like if you look at the France football team, they have all the great players. The one who won the World Cup and the one who went to the final. They have majority of the players there, but they are not connecting like they used to do. Same thing is happening with the Indian cricket team. They are not connecting with. This is what I feel. They are not coming together as a unit. Uh,
It's a fact. I think you made the right point. They're not coming as unit. It's a fact.
because
Now, just
this is
a
this is
couple of weeks ago,
this
couple of
is
weeks ago,
something
we are
I'm not
saying
saying.
that the team can't put test match, set it up pretty beautifully, batted beautifully, and now here you are
And
standing at a position, going to Australia. Like nothing is right in Indian cricket.
I,
They're saying things change.
Yep. Yep. See, my point is not only the basis of this game. The previous series that India had was that Sri Lanka ODI series. The Indian batters just didn't showed up to the occasion. As simple as that. Here, again, the batters just didn't show up. They just couldn't spend enough time on the crease. There also, that was the issue. The Indian batting, certainly, it looks that Indians can't bat. India can't bat.
Hmm.
It just looks like that, and that
Yeah,
is
Virat in my
probably.
heart. I mean, we took your comment, man. Yeah,
I
that
mean,
was the
we
comment,
took
the
your
only
comment,
comment,
right?
right?
Yeah, yeah. We
Yeah,
just
yeah.
took
We
it
have, we
that.
have. You got to be in the live. You got to be in the live to see your comment. We have already taken it. But the fact is, now we are at a point where we actually. I saw the reaction. I think the overreaction. Some of the series. See, at one point of time, we are going to lose the test series at home. There's no issue with it. I have no issue with it. We are bound to lose in the league. If the greatest teams have lost it, Australian Golden Summer team has lost it. The door, read loudly. You just pinned. We have read it. You have to stay in the live to get the read. If you just keep comment and just go away from the live session, you can't hear us out. That's the whole news I think I can give you. You have commented,
Okay, okay.
stay
No,
there. We
just
have to
okay.
keep it up.
No, no, let it be. But then, yeah, yeah. We didn't read the probably the entire comment, but we definitely spoke about it, that you went to the stadium and we recall the fact that you were saying that you are going to watch the first game from the stadium. We also remember you, Virat, in my heart. So we definitely gave you the shout out. So we definitely went, and we completely understand. It must be really disheartening losing, seeing your favorite team lose and play bad while you are in the stadium facing the heat of the Indian sun. So yeah, now yeah, Virat, in my heart, we definitely get that.
Now,
Now moving on,
yeah,
Samir has a comment,
what are you
right?
saying? You say that Pakistan plays spin well on a flat surface. They beat Sri Lanka in Sri Lanka 2-0 and T 50. No, I didn't. Oh no, I didn't say that they didn't play. They don't play spin bad. I say that average will always be on the high if you are batting on a flat surface at home. I'm not saying they didn't play well. They have batted well. And as I mentioned, Short Sakil batted beautifully. I think Shoptoshi mentioned Short Sakil has batted beautifully in Sri Lanka. He was the man there who actually scored those back-to-back 50s and centuries there. So yeah, he has. But I'm not saying denying the fact that they have. But I say that your average will be always high if you average will be always high if you stay there on a regular basis on the flat surfaces at home. That's what I mentioned. I didn't say I didn't say that they don't play well. I know Pakistan is good players for Spain, and that's why they have the courage to put those spin-friendly pitches at home. Otherwise, they wouldn't have done the same. So yeah, no issues with it. If you actually, I was surprised that if you know that your batters are good against spinners, why didn't you do that at the earliest? Should have done it against should have done it against Bangladesh. Should have done it against Australia, New Zealand, England last time around. Why have just taken more time? Is it because of Ramiz Raja? Because he has lost his man. I saw his show at the end of the game, and he asked Shah Masood, "How was the feeling when you lost six consecutive Test matches?" He said, "What a big achievement was to lose six back-to-back Test matches." And Masood looked absolutely puzzled, like, "How can you ask the question to a Pakistan captain?" So, yeah, what the fact I was talking about is that I saw a bit of overreaction from the fans and the pundits of the game after that series defeat in India. See, I have no issues with it. I have no issues, as I mentioned multiple times. I have no issues with a series defeat. It's bound to happen at some point of time. Here or there, you are gonna lose one series at home at any point of time in the future. You may lose another series back to back, no issues with it. But my problem or my understanding is what lessons do you take from this point of time? I remember when Michael Holding made a point that the birth of the terrorizing pacing with Holding, Garner, or Roberts started when India chased over 400 runs in Port of Spain when they played two spinners in Port of Spain. That was the time they realized that this is not a good thinking to do. We should put more attention towards the pace bowling unit, and that's why they structured their whole team in a different way. Now, because you have lost the series at home, we would look to go ahead and say no, we are giving more youngsters the chances at home, or is saying no, we are not giving these rank turners anymore. We're just putting flat breaks, or we're saying we are making more seam friendly pitches because we have bowlers are more good against the seam friendly tracks. Now is the final issue is what are the lessons you want to take? That's my main therapy of the whole game. No issues with losing. Defeat could anyway come. Australia lose the series against India, which I never believed that will happen because it has been success for us, but a defeat for them too. So they have to take a lesson. Now it's time for us to take a lesson at home and think about it in the future. You said that Pakistan is playing Spain well and flat surface. They beat Sri Lanka, they beat Bangladesh in Bangladesh with 2-0. Every batter except Babar got 250s. Oh, short 200. Abdullah 200. Oh no, he has taken it the wrong way. I understand. I understand. He has taken it the wrong way. I said from a general point criteria. Per se, you said Williamson has an average of 80. Okay, Williamson has an average 80. But whenever I open the TV, I always find Williamson getting back less than 50. So how his average goes to 80 in the last 10 years because of the fact that when he plays on those Hamilton tracks, Sidon Park tracks, in the green surfaces against Spain, he will eventually get out to 160 and he will always score truckloaded runs against the spinners. The average will always go up. That's the point. I didn't say that, oh, as you mentioned, Of course, Shakil has a
Yeah,
200. Abdul has a
yeah.
200.
So
Average is always high.
yeah, so let me I mean ask all three of you this question: that
Yeah, yeah.
do you think
Before
Rohit Sharma? I mean, what views do you guys have on Rohit Sharma's captaincy this match or this series in particular? Was he a bit defensive in this match in particular, or something of that sort? Do you have any
my
particular views?
my first thing is that your captain
Rajatama has
can't.
also joined now.
Hi guys.
My my
After an eternity,
concern
he's
is
come
that
after India's
your
loss.
yeah. I was saying that my concern is not much with the captainship. Your captain can't do much if you can't even cross 200 with the bat. If you get out below 50 in one game innings and then in the other two innings you can't cross 200. I guess did India cross 200 in the second innings? I don't remember, but
They did.
Yeah,
did
yeah,
India?
they have.
Okay, maybe, but yeah, they did it, but yeah, but like in the first innings they scored around 150. So if the batters don't show up to the occasion, like how much contribution can just the captain do? That is the first point. And Rohit's batting has been a little disappointed. As a fan, I've been a little concerned about Rohit's batting form in the team because he hasn't clicked like he should have. Like four innings down, he has just scored some runs in the second innings of the first game. Apart from that, he hasn't even troubled the scorecard a lot. So that is something which is more concerning. Apart from that, when the chips are down, a few mistakes in the captainship can happen here and there, and I am not very much focused on that. So that's my take on it.
I will
Yeah. So
disagree, to be
also,
honest. I think
yeah,
Rohit's captaincy was a little bit too defensive. And there is one point, I think they're bowling in the 45th over. There was one slip, one silly mid off, and that's it. There's all the players on the rope. That was a pretty much a perfect scenario of a middle over in the ODI game. It was just like a 20th over ODI field. Everyone on the rope. There was long on, long off in the boundary, deep square leg, third man. There's one act backward for him, and then there's one slip it off. And one is to always take. If you are going to take a wicket, you have to structure how I'm gonna take a wicket. On that field, the only chance for you to take a wicket is New Zealand make a mistake. They are trying to play some big shot, and eventually they miss, they will get a wicket. That's not how you play test matches, man. That's not how. Even in the last game, I saw the same defensive tactics. Even in this game, if there's a new batter, you always put five, seven, eight fielders bat and starts to whack. So to say you can't bat. It is a tough pitch. No, there's everyone on the boundary loop, and easily Ravindra came up, just singles, doubles, and and just a shade of a light. He was there on 30. That I found really defensive captaincy from Rohit Sharma, which I don't actually see of him in the last couple of years. But I saw he was a little bit too defensive in this game with his captaincy and his batting. His batting has been really concerning for me going into very vital stage in Australia. Struggling against Pacers in a way is good, no issues. But the way he has struggled is a little bit more concerning. Averages around 30 in this year, averages around 35 in the last 2 years. And the way he has been a bunny of Tim Saudi against the in-swinging, out-swinging deliveries, and then he will face Pat Cummins against Hazelwood. You are actually playing with fire. So Rohit Sharma's captaincy, Rohit Sharma's place in the team is a little under concern. You are,
yeah. So also that Rajatama has joined us. I mean, let's ask him something on your views on the BGT squad. I mean, it was announced late yesterday night. Maybe just an attempt to deviate all the attention from what's happening in Pune to that squad. And so your views on the squad.
Yes, I mean there were too many fast bowlers in the BGT squad and the traveling reserves. I think you have Jasprit Bumrah, then you have Mohammad Siraj, then you have Akash Deep. I was expecting Mohammad Shami, but Shami is for some reason he's not there, and I think he
Kuldeep
has also
Yadav is
not
also
played.
injured, I guess.
Yeah, Kuldeep Yadav is also injured. Then you have I think Prasidh Krishna, Harshit Rana is a
yeah.
surprise selection because I'm not sure that I mean I don't follow domestic circuit that rigorously, but I'm not sure that he has
Harshit
a
Rana has played just 9 or 10 first class games as far as I checked it.
yeah exactly. So I mean
Harshit Khan is
I mean the kind
playing at
yeah
the
the kind
moment for Delhi.
yeah, the kind of
Yeah, how's
rigorous,
he
I think.
faring this season?
Yeah, today he's playing. I mean, the first day of the
Yeah, I'm
game.
saying, yeah, I'm saying that what's his performance in this
No, no, they're
domestic season?
batting. They're batting.
Okay.
They are
So I
They're
batting.
mean,
batting at the moment.
they needed someone for the number 8 spot. They have not taken Shardul, so I think they will give a debut to either of Nitish or Harshit for that
Uh,
spot.
Yeah, I think probably Nitish Reddy, because I think there was some discussions about getting in Hardik Pandya if he makes himself available for the red ball. But I think Hardik did not want to get back to the red ball team, so I think they will look forward to Nitish, because India will be looking forward to having someone like a pace bowling all
Batting
rounder.
all round.
Yeah, also a pace bowling all rounder, because we have a lot of spin bowling all rounders in Ashwin. We have Akshar Patel, we have Ravindra Jadeja, we have Washington Sundar now, but I don't think we have like a proper pace bowling all rounder in Test cricket. We have not had that for a long time. So yeah, too
Harshit
many pace
Rana,
bowlers. Yeah, too many pace bowlers. That's like a surprise selection for me, because I think traveling reserves also you have Khalil Ahmed. I think, and you have a couple of others as well. And my point is, like, Prasidh Krishna, he has done fairly well in the domestic circuit. I was reading some other report, but if you have to take if you have to take so many pace bowlers, then why not take Prasidh Krishna as the traveling reserve, and Khalil Ahmed in the team, because Khalil Ahmed does bring in the the left arm seaming, that variation into the squad, because all the pacers are like right hand pacers. Because last time I remember we had Natarajan in the nets and we had to use him, and Natarajan was quite pivotal in the Gaba test. But this time probably I would have liked to see some left-hand fast bowler, maybe Arshdeep or maybe Natarajan. But I was also hearing that Arshdeep, he's not too fit to bowl like such long spells that you would need down under.
He is going to South Africa, Arshdeep. Same kind of time. I think a week before in the
Yeah,
T20I
right,
series. So yeah,
right.
I think India have almost structured him as a T20I bowler rather than a Test bowler. But yeah, I love the squad. I love the squad. Finally, a woman who has got a chance. That's a brilliant thing, in
Yeah.
my understanding.
Yeah.
That's it.
by the way, Harshit Rana picked up 4 wickets today against Assam.
Oh, that's good.
And us.
Okay.
That is good. That's good. But I would also have liked Cheteshwar Pujara in the squad, to be honest.
We,
Yeah. So that was a discussion we were having at the beginning. I mean,
Yeah,
and I'm seeing
I
this
was in the
becoming a
other
trend.
end.
I
I
mean,
was in the other end of
every
the
time
video.
I'm
Yeah.
opening social media, people are saying "Miss you, Pujara." Which is
yeah, because see, too many youngsters and too many debutants and too younger side. Again, I guess India is going through the same phase that happened in the phase between 2010 and 11 when the likes of Dravid and Lakshman and all those people were just going back and the new team was forming, and every team goes through this transition phase. Uh, some recover, like if I don't know if you guys remember, yeah, if you guys remember it, but in the phase after the 2007 World Cup, 2009 2010, in that phase Australia used to be very victim. They used to be very victim, like they just couldn't click. They tried a lot of youngsters. David Warner was very debut. He did his debut during that phase itself. They made Michael Clark open the innings. They were doing all those stuff, and nothing was clicking for them. But eventually, they recovered. But some teams like West Indies and uh, Sri Lanka find it very hard to recover. So probably, I remember we have discussed this before as well, that India is certainly going through that transition phase with Rohit and Virat moving out, and the new young guys are coming up, and then it's a trial and test method.
Yeah, but
So
I'm also really sad. Like, I mean, I will do a bit of retrospection, because last time in 2021 BGT we had Hanuma Vihari in the Sydney Test, saving us, with a cramp throughout the day. Hanuma Vihari and Ashwin, and after that Hanuma Vihari did not. I think he that was the last Test he played for India.
no, he played in
Oh, oh,
2022 England with the test where Pujara opened that one of
Ah,
test
okay,
where England chased
okay,
down
yeah,
378.
yes. I mean, like, you cannot consider that like a full off series, but I mean. I mean, that's my point. Like, I would have liked to see more of him because
Yeah, because he had that test pedigree in him.
yeah, because
That's
Yeah,
something that
yeah, we need
is
someone like
something
him, like someone like
like
Pujara, someone like Rahane, someone like Hanuma, yeah, who
I
can hold the fort for a long time.
basically the thing is that I just saw in some of the Instagram reels today that uh, this England team came, sold the idea of baseball, and then themselves went back playing the traditional cricket, and the ones that followed the route are now struggling. So, so that's a kind of scam done by England. So that's the I feel that's the thing. Like in like if you look at our team, we have a lot of players who are playing Test cricket with playing the shots on the up and going the aggressive way, and the old school Test cricket is gone. So even today, I was looking at the game which India had lost in 2012, and I was looking at the number of deliveries each batters had faced, like 200 plus deliveries for 60, 70 runs, and so on and so forth. And I was just wondering, like, how far have we come in a decade? Like, I someone facing 200 balls and not even scoring a century is alien. Is like in Test cricket today. So that's the gist. But then yes, we
Yeah,
need
I think
someone in the middle order. The middle
yeah,
order looks very flimsy.
yeah, I think when Dravid was playing like that, Dravid's last series was England series, right? As the coach,
No,
the te-
Australia. He's as a coach. As a
yeah,
coach.
the test series as a coach was
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
England series 2024. Yeah,
Yeah,
so I
after that
remember
the World Cup happened.
yeah, when we lost the first test and when the second test, I think England was kind of on the front foot in the beginning. So I saw a lot of posts like they changed the name of Dravid. They were saying Dotvid ball because the team was playing so many runs, probably sub three, per over. And at that time I was like, I mean, they were trying to play traditional cricket, and on the other hand England was playing baseball, like scoring over 4.5 4 per over. And then I mean, now we are crying to go back to that, you know being
See,
able to hold the fort for a long time.
exactly. See, the point is that playing the traditional way has a couple of benefits. First one is when your openers generally just defend the ball loses its sign and stuff, so the bowlers can't get much out of it. First thing. Second thing is it brings fatigue and tiredness in the fielding side. That also gives a chance for the batting team to capitalize. So nothing of so this is the generic traditional cricket test cricket way, right? Where you make the opposing
Yeah.
team tired. You bring the fatigue. You just tire their bowlers. They just can't do that spell. You have to change the bowler because they just can't continue enough. And then within that those moments, you start getting the runs.
And
So those things are not happening these days because of the this new style of playing the game.
yeah, and you can
See,
also
I'm
actually make it like a 4 day Ranji game, because I mean, like, all the tests are finishing in 2.5, 2 days, 3 days, 3.5 days maximum. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
like,
exactly. It's
so
glad that Virat in my heart went for the third day. Otherwise, if he had the fourth day ticket, he wouldn't have even seen the match. And it's a joke. I tell people like if you are buying tickets to a test match, just buy the day three tickets. Maybe because the first two couple of days is might be boring, and there might not be even a day four or day five. So day three is the best tickets to buy.
and if you're playing if you're watching in India, then buy a day two ticket, because tests can get over in 2 days as well.
also
We
I'm
have such
expecting
good
BCCI to
records.
release some big IPL news soon just to deviate the attention.
they are waiting for the 31st. So I think MS has already mentioned ClickBus has reported that MS has actually broken the suspense, saying, "I am going to play next year," which is almost a known fact. But yeah, he's going to play next season. And ClickBus has also mentioned the fact that Rituraj, Rituraj,
Ruturaj
and
Jadeja,
Patirana.
Pathirana, and Dhoni are sure. Two out of Dubey, I think two out of
Not,
Dubey,
not
Conway, Risby.
in that
That was
sequence.
clickbait.
Not in that
Sorry.
sequence. Jadeja, Gaikwad, and then Patirana. So first
Yeah,
is
yeah. Jadeja,
Jadeja.
Gaikwad, Pathirana, MS in the uncapped category, and two out of Dubey, Risby, and Conway. That was what Crick was reported.
And I think the way Ravindra has batted in this series, he should be in my understanding retained for the way the next IPL has been shaping up. And I don't know, you guys have seen I actually shared the news on Maxwell and Sehwag story. I don't
Yeah,
know whether you guys have read it on ESPN.
yeah.
That's a
So I
new
mean, Maxwell Sewak that came up. I mean, Maxwell mentioned how Sewak lost a fan.
new bomb new bombshell has been dropped in cricket history. To be honest, in the last couple of years, to be honest, the way it mentioned how Sehwag made a joke of the Punjab Kings 11 team, and the way got a new inspiration playing for Rajasthan Bangalore from a whisper of Virat Kohli. There's a bit of a story going on outside India's game. So now we're looking ahead to South Africa. We're looking ahead to Australia. Then we're looking ahead to England at home. Then the Champions Trophy. Then the IPL buzz. Then the probable WC final, and then we're moving to England. Now my question to all of you is: what is going to happen to Indian cricket in the future for the next six
Sorry,
months?
I did not get the question. Sorry.
My question is: we
Yeah,
are going to South Africa now, then Australia, then England at home, then Champions Trophy, then IPL buzz, and then the tour of England. Tell me what is going to happen with Indian cricket in the next 6 months? Ups and downs.
I think irrespective of whatever happens in this WTC cycle, Rohit and Virat should retire from the red ball. I mean, if they are not showing consistency, it's time to step down with respect. Otherwise, you will have the fate like Ganguly or like Lakshman being pushed out of the
True,
team.
true. And then maybe विराट कोहली like भाई कुछ साल और बचे हैं थोड़ा सीरियसली खेल ले ठीक है मतलब फैमिली
Yeah, see,
टाइम होता रहेगा मतलब यू हैव गॉट इनफ वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस ब्रो थोड़ा सा वर्क पे ध्यान दे दे
yeah, I will still back Virat Kohli for two formats, but I don't. I mean, generally, I mean, genuinely, I do not think Rohit Sharma is a test batter. I mean, especially not a test opener. I mean, he has had an average of like 18 home conditions until 2022 or something, and he and
yeah. He was very good at home, but I think last
yeah,
couple of
and in
years
away
he's struggling at
conditions,
home.
yeah,
And
he had an
away, if I
average like
speak, there
25,
was only that
25.
England series where he played very well.
Yeah, I was
Hmm.
seeing some stat like up until 2022, he had an average of close to 18 home conditions and around 20 to 25,
Yeah,
26 in
so
away
I
conditions.
mean,
Yeah.
So
yeah, with the next test scheduled on the Diwali weekend, I mean, any particular big changes you are expecting for the next test at Mumbai, or more or less same team?
भाई कोच चेंज नहीं हो सकता है
No, no, I'm saying any team change, not coach.
depends on the pitch actually.
I will back the same team.
भाई
I thought same team. I'm not thinking any changes. What changes can you have? You can actually drop Bumrah and bring back Mohammad Siraj. That's it. No other changes I'm expecting, to be honest. But you have
yeah
to keep
when
one.
the series is lost
But I would like to make one more. I would like to make one more controversial
He,
inclusion
he,
here.
he, will, he, will,
Yeah,
he will drop Virat.
no. I will not drop Virat. I would like to
He will-
substitute Sarfaraz Khan because he has played two tests match and he has fared reasonably well in the first one, and the second
It's
one
his
was
home
not so
ground
good for him.
also, I think,
Yeah, it's
Mumbai.
yeah. I know. But I would like to try KL Rahul because probably we will start KL Rahul in BGT ahead of Sarfaraz because of the experience in Australian conditions and in the Sena countries. So probably KL will be in the starting 11 in Adelaide or in Perth. Sorry. So I would probably like to give him another chance before finalizing on the middle order in the BGT.
no,
Yeah, so Shabir has come back to that comment.
they won't do it. They won't do it because the fact is, the only simple reason is, if I have scored 150 in a test match and a couple of weeks later you are saying that I am dropping you because of the fact that in the next series you won't be playing, then I will just slap the selector and say, what should I score 150 then? I'll score 150, retain my place.
India did that with Ishan Kishan, right? He
No,
scored a 200, got dropped in the
there's
next
different
match.
different reason. I think disciplinary reasons are different reasons there. But for Sarfraz, he should stay there. I will actually play. I'm thinking about retaining the same 11 because I think Bumrah is getting 5 days of break before going into Wankhede. He doesn't need to bowl a lot in Wankhede, but if there is swing and seam, he can actually continue to bowl in these conditions. But if there is a workload management, a workload importance, then they can drop Bumrah or give a break to Bumrah and include Mohammad Raj for that game. That's the only thing I'm thinking. Otherwise, I don't see any other changes because now we can't drop Washington Sundar and play Akshar. Otherwise, I could have done that, but we can't drop Sundar now. So either
You
they are
cannot
going
also
with the
drop
same
Jadeja
11.
after the 42.
You cannot drop Jadeja and Ashwin from home test. That's the truth. You cannot drop Kohli. You cannot drop Rohit. Jaswal has done, but
You
you cannot
cannot.
drop. You cannot drop
Jaswal also
Jadeja.
you cannot drop. Gill
Then
has just returned.
you cannot drop Pant.
Actually,
So you
actually,
cannot drop.
honestly, Rohit should drop himself and let Shubman and Jaiswal open.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
that no, yeah, that's actually a very good thing to say, but that is actually a very good thing to say. And who will be the captain if that happens? Just let's assume that happens. Who will be the
Bumrah will be
captain?
the Bumrah has to
with
be the captain.
Bumrah.
He's a vice
Bumrah.
captain.
no, he's the
Okay,
vice
so
captain for this series. He's the vice captain Australia series. Now Gill is the vice captain for this series. So he will be the captain then. Gill.
No,
so
no,
Gill will be the captain.
Yeah, Gill is the captain.
yeah,
Then
I would not fancy that. I would not fancy that.
Can you?
yeah, or maybe if KL is playing, make him the captain. He has
Yeah,
because if Rohit is not playing,
So
KL is playing, make it the captain.
what will KL say in the toss is how many changes? He will say one change. I am dropping the captain, getting the captaincy, and I'm including myself.
Yeah, that's not a lot of feasible thing, but then yeah, and then there's this
I actually
stat right
Samir
where
Samir has made
Virat
a
plays a
comment that Samir has made a comment that Ritu and Ishwaran is in for Virat and Rohit. I actually would have done the same. I would have dropped any one of the senior ones, maybe Sarfraz, but I would have played Ishwaran. I wanted to see him how he pairs up, but because he is already in Australia, can't come back to India playing in the A series, so he can't do that. Ritu, which also is there in Australia, so he can't do that too. I would have loved to see Ishwaran batted because he will eventually play in Adelaide or maybe Perth. That depends on Rohit's unavailability for one of those test matches. That BCC have already mentioned that he will miss one of those test matches due to personal reasons. You actually not expecting him.
but I think in that test, if it's like the first test that Rohit is going to miss, then probably it will be Gill and Jaiswal opening, then Kohli at three, Pant at four, Sarfaraz at five.
Yeah,
It will be like that. So
yeah.
I don't see Abhimanyu Ishwaran getting a chance unless there is like
yeah,
a dire
maybe
need,
that
or
could happen.
yeah, or Shubman Gill is repetitively feeling or something. Gill or Jaiswal is repetitively feeling, or and also Jaiswal will also get an extra cushion because he brings that right left combination that at the
Yeah,
top order. He's a sole lefty,
Gill is
so
under
Jaiswal,
pressure.
yeah, Gill is under
Gill
pressure. Gill is under serious
really under
pressure.
pressure. If
And
they
then
lost the next
Jaswal
Yeah,
match,
so
has
you're
that
saying if
another
India
thing,
loses
right?
the next match, then they have to win the BGT 3-1. Yeah. So something like
yeah,
that
that's
sort of
Yeah,
my
thing.
but
if
as an
that
Indian fan, I don't even want to think a lot about that because personally, as a fan, I see that happening is very low probable.
No, but
So,
that
so
that comes
trust,
into play only when South Africa wins all the tests. I don't think South Africa will be
yeah,
able to win all the tests.
they can.
they
They're
They
playing
can.
Sri
they
Lanka
can
at
they
home, Pakistan at home, and they're
yeah, but
facing Bangladesh
Sri
away.
Lanka at home, Pakistan at home, and
yeah, Sri Lanka
Bangladesh
at
one
home,
test
Bangladesh,
is there.
one game.
Sri Lanka at home won't be that easy, and Bangladesh at away also won't be that easy. I mean, it might be a 2-0 in the end, but I don't think it will be like a very smooth
No, Bangladesh, they've
smooth walk in
already
the park.
defeated one test. They've already won
But
one test. Another one is left.
Yeah, the
PT
second
and
one
they
I don't
won
think.
the first game pretty easily, right?
Easily,
Like,
inside 3 days almost. We had academic training. They are going to be easily in 3 days. So that's
so
the
I have a
thing.
strong
I have
feeling that
that's why will score big in BGT and KL will open. No,
He will
even if
not let
Jaiswal
KL
fails,
Rahul open
even if
because
Jaiswal, even if Jaiswal fails for the first 4 games, eventually get the fifth one because Jaiswal has done enough to retain his place for the 5 test matches. I genuinely feel that KL can come, but then he will have to replace Gill because Rohit can't drop himself. So either he will come replace Rohit in one of those test matches as he mentioned, but he can actually replace Gill. I think Jaiswal has done enough The cricketing logic says that if you scores 150 or 100, you are actually going to take your place for next six test matches at least. And Jasso has been scoring 50s on a regular, consistent basis. He was excellent in that track also in the fourth innings. I think he has done enough to retain his place for for the Australia series. And you won't drop Virat because of the fact that Virat good is in Australia. His records in Australia is excellent. You won't drop Virat. You won't drop your captain. And the issue, that's the issue in Indian cricket.
and
I
you
am
cannot
saying
drop
that you
and you
cannot
cannot drop
drop.
Rishabh Pant and Virat Kohli in Australia.
And
See,
that is
that's
the
the
issue.
thing.
That's
That's
the
the
issue
thing.
with Indian cricket. We cannot drop. That's the wrong phase that we always use. Cannot drop. We can actually drop anyone in the team. And
Even Pakistan's fortune changed when they dropped their king.
I was really puzzled when Rohit was asked about the Bangalore track.
Like that's a bit of an overstatement. What Babar Azam, with all due respect, is to Pakistan. I mean, Kohli is like a thousand times
I'm not saying that. I'm not even comparing. I'm just saying that even like from the perspective, like who is their biggest star, right?
Yeah, right.
And they had to drop him. Now, certainly, dropping Kohli in a Gautam Gambhir's captain coaching, and if that backfires, okay,
In
so
fact,
but then
No, but if
and
you see,
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
no, no, I was saying that if you see that, I mean, like if Kohli, I mean, like Kohli's. Sorry. There's been some distraction. You carry on. I will come back to it.
No, yeah, that is what I'm saying. Yeah, right, and Kohli certainly is not that easy to drop, and the thing is that so the funny thing with Kohli is even in the T20 World Cup he was not clicking, and when it mattered the most he did it. So that is the thing. Like for someone like him, and even in the Sri Lanka series, I keep going back there. You look at the youngsters; nobody showed up to the occasion. So the chance that if a youngster who will replace him can bring the same metal as Kohli, that is also not there. So certainly dropping Kohli is not that easy.
no, they won't do it. They won't drop Kohli by any circumstances, I think. But the fact I'm wondering is that Rohit was asked about the Bangalore surface in the press conference, and he said he said that I had no idea that Bangalore swings and seams that much. The fact is that if you don't play domestic cricket at that regular basics, you won't realize that how the conditions changes in those Indian grounds. When they played the domestic game, the play trophy game, Bangalore was one of the surfaces which was swinging, seaming very consistently. And now, when you're playing a test match, you should have known it because you haven't played there. You had no idea. So I think this Indian team and this Indian players, one of the greatest name of Indian players, should put more attention, should pay more attention to their domestic structure. And I genuinely feel that right, Irani Trophy, Dulip Trophy, they should play more of these tournaments. If you're not playing Ranji, no issues, it may happen, but you should play Dulip Trophy. If the Australian players can prepare themselves playing in the Shield games, if they can play one-day games, playing at the Junction Oval, not the MCG, they're playing at a small Junction Oval in Melbourne, then the Indian team or Indian players should be allowed to play there or should really play themselves and make them free.
Yes, Kohli
And
should play in the county. He needs to get back to his
why
county.
not? Why not? Some of the greatest players are played in. I mean, the Courtney
Exactly.
Walsh in the past, Michael Holding, where Ambrose, Curtly Ambrose said that I was bowling with a long run up. When I reached there and played for Sussex, I realized that I can actually cut my run up, and that actually helped me to extend my career for 1 or 2 years because I was bowling at the same pace. I was getting more rhythm, and I was bowling at a beautiful pace. And even playing for county means you are actually interacting with different coaches. Some of the England coaches can actually help you out in playing in those swinging conditions. So why not? You can actually playing in those the greats of the game, Rahul Dravid. I mean, Washington Sundar has played. We always talk about Washington being great and how he has showed his kind of capability in Ranji. He was playing in the playing in the county games. So he has been there. Shai Sudarshan has been doing there. Shai Kishore has been doing there. Many greats in the past. I mean, they have done it. So why not? Kohli
Pujara
shouldn't be
when he
actually
came back, like Pujara 2.0, when he came
Pujara,
back after
yeah.
an initial dropping.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
Pujara.
he was there
Pujara
in the
played for
county for a long
Sussex.
time.
Jade Unakkar played for Sussex. Even Leicester for the Foxes. I think Rahane has played there. Many in the Ishan Sharma has played there. Murali Vijay has played there. I
Ashwin also.
remember
Yeah, Ashwin as well.
Ashwin has played 1 or 2 games there. Warwickshire he played for. Why not? I mean, I don't understand that he can't go there and play there. Oh, okay, no issues. You're not playing the leagues. You can actually go and play those Shield games in Australia. You can actually go and play those county games, in England. Many players do it. Many Australian players, Hanscom, has almost make it a house in he plays for Leicester. So he has almost makes a house in Leicester to play for there. No issue. Steve Smith can go and play for Sussex and make a partnership with Pujara. No issue. You can should go to county cricket. County cricket always helps to get better in test matches, just like IPL does in T20s. No issues with it.
Yeah,
South
By the way, I
Africa,
just
absolutely.
wanted to ask one thing. So, what is the status of the WTC points table right now, like the
Yeah.
percentages and everything?
So am I audible?
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah, I was
India
looking
is
into the
just above
status
Australia
only.
now. Six.
So India is, let me tell. So India is 62.82%, and Australia has won 8 games out of 12. India has won 8 games out of 13. So Australia is a
No,
bit
just tell
below.
the PCT. Tell the PCT just.
62.50. Sri Lanka 55.56.
Yeah, yeah.
New Zealand
Yeah, so India and
50%.
Australia, India is just marginally ahead of Australia at this point.
So if
Right.
India can win the last test, then the percentage can increase a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but they still need to win 4 out of the last 6. So if they lost the next game, they then need to win 4-0 or 4-1. That's the
If they
issue.
lost, if they lost,
If they lost the next game, then they
okay.
have to
But
win.
if they win,
If they win, then they have to either win 3-1 or they have to
3-1
win 3-2.
at least.
or 3-0, whatever.
I
Wow.
think I think this will just make sure that they don't need to depend on the others. Else, all the other
If
permutations combinations will be
I
there.
think I
if
think
they
three
Yeah,
two. I
exactly.
think 3-2 will also not make sure. I guess.
no 3-2, I think they will make sure because they will win 4 out of 6. They need 4 out of 6. And if they lose the next game, if they lose the Mumbai game, South Africa will have a chance of over 80% of making it into the series because of the fact that South Africa is playing Sri Lanka and Pakistan at home. They will
Sorry,
have a big.
I did not get you again.
So my question is that if South Africa wins the yeah 5 out of guess, how much percentage they can maximum go up to? Because I'm seeing South Africa currently with
They can go past
47 percentage.
Australia. They can go past Australia. They can actually stay at top South Africa because see, Australia is facing India. So one of these two will come down eventually. Okay, one is playing two. South Africa has a chance to beat Sri Lanka and Pakistan at home, and then eventually beat Bangladesh. So they have a chance to beat all of this and go up. South Africa needs to
Yeah,
step
so there's a good question from Shamir. Who is gonna finally open with Khawaja?
I think the
Yeah,
Australian
I
cricket
think
board members don't know. Selectors don't know. How can
yeah,
we know, man?
and
I
there
think
was
in Sydney
also
Test,
a
in
news
Sydney
coming
Test,
up.
yeah,
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 a
so
please.
news was coming
I
up
mean I
that
was yeah, Ritik, continue.
yeah. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, so I was reading a news that maybe David Warner, or the Australian team can contact him, and he has said. And I was also mentioning this in the last live. So I don't know if that news is confirmed yet. So yeah,
No, joked around.
Yeah, so I mean, I was listening to that some podcast where I think Alisa Haley and all those guys speak. I mean, they were saying bring someone makeshift opener also if you have. I mean, make Mitchell Marsh open the innings or maybe Josh Inglis or someone else. I think they have to bring someone from the Shield. I don't know if someone is doing good as an opener in the Shield.
I think
I
Sam Conter
remember
Sam
should
Matthew Wade
Constant.
opening the Test match.
be given a chance.
Uh,
Shane Watson has
Yeah,
spoken highly
yeah,
about.
that was in that BGT series, last BGT series. So Sam Constant is there, or who else?
They have
Can they
Matt Run.
push someone else?
They have Matt Ronshaw there. Matt Ronshaw actually batted well against India in the 2017
I think
series.
Bancroft is there.
I want
Bancroft
to
is an
I want to
option.
see
Yeah, but he
Steve Smith.
failed in
I
that
want to see Steve
next
Smith.
BGT.
next BGT, and I think don't think they will going with him.
Yeah, you want Steve Smith, and Australia won't give Steve Smith another go at opening, I guess.
I think
I
they will
think
go back
I think
to
Steve Smith
Bancroft.
was
I want
miserable
him.
at the opening position. I think.
Exactly, that is the reason I want him at the opening position because you
No, I
already have
think then
Marnus Lau
better
is
you
there.
wish Travis Head as an opener.
No issues with Travis Hill. I have no issues with Travis Hill. I will lucky. I
Yeah,
will be happy
yeah,
enough to
that's
have
what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
maybe Travis Head and Steve Smith from two ends.
I would
Khwaja at
love.
3.
I would be really happy if Travis Head opens as the Indian bowling unit. I would love it because I
But
mean the
my question is still Steve Smith the price wicket we are looking for, or is it now shifted to
Of
Travis
course,
Head?
no
always,
no
Considering
always
his
Steve Smith, man.
always.
You are
I mean, like
batting it.
we did half the live mincing on Virat Kohli, but we
Yeah,
know what he can do down under. We know what he can do down
that's
under.
the fact. I mean, if they are talking about India, they will always call about Virat Kohli and Bumrah. And if we are talking about Australia, we always talk about the captain, Cummins, Stark, Lyon, Hazelwood, the whole bowling unit, and Steve Smith in the batting. There is only one guy who blew it
And
up the
also
whole.
Labuschagne and Marnus
Labuschagne
Labuschagne as
I'm
well.
not
also.
playing Labuschagne because against top teams he has been
Even
slightly
I think
inconsistent.
Khawaja is an important wicket.
Yeah, important wicket, no issues.
But
I
against
mean,
quality pacers,
every wicket is an important wicket for Australia because
But Steve
except for
Smith,
Hazelwood, everyone can bat. Except for Hazelwood, everyone can bat.
even
And
Hazelwood can bat, man. He can
and
bat too.
and
The
in
whole
and in
team can bat.
and in our team, Bumrah has done better with the bat, unfortunately, than some of the top order players.
today
Uh,
they went well. Jadeja played well, batted well in the second inning.
Bumrah and
I think
Akashdeep also batted
I
really
think
well.
they can actually go back to Cameron Bancroft because of the fact that he will bring that light right and left combo in the top because Quadra will eventually play all the games. Then they can
But Khwaja is also I think 35 plus, right? So they have to look at option for Khwaja also. Like if you're talking
Bring
about Rohit Sharma and Kohli,
bring
yeah,
then
back Will Pukovski from
give them
retirement.
some rest. They're already trying to find a partner of Khwaja. And now you are
yeah,
saying that they should
no,
look to find Khwaja's replacement. Give them a break. Give them some rest, man. Khwaja
Hmm.
can play the next Ashes. That's it. If they actually they're thinking about that that's my squad, how can I just push them for the next Ashes? That's their whole planning. And then they will
because
eventually think, no
the
issues with
bowlers
it.
are also I think mostly a 30 plus. I think Stark 30 or
That's true.
33, 34. Pat Cummins is relatively younger. Hazelwood also in mid 30s. So that is the advantage for India. I would say that if mm,
By the
I
way,
think
who? I
I
mean,
will go with Bancroft.
I have a question for all of you. Like, uh, which are the two teams you see playing in June from 11th to 15th in the WTC final right now?
I would love to watch India or South Africa.
What was that? What was that, man? I saw
I don't,
balloons.
I don't.
I saw
Yeah,
balloons going
no,
around your head.
I'm coming live from my phone, but this usually happens on FaceTime. So I mean, like when you do
Oh
certain actions,
yeah.
like you do the thumbs up, you get a thumbs up on the screen. You do some actions, you get some balloons on the screen. I don't know why it's coming on StreamYard,
Oh
but
no,
anyways,
balloon busted. The
no,
balloon.
that's something different.
Oh, no,
Anyways,
no, yeah.
go ahead with your predictions,
I think India, South
Uh,
Africa.
Shaptarshi.
At this point of time, India, Australia, all depends on BGT.
I mean,
No,
still,
India and Australia
just
cannot go both together, right?
depends
they
on South
can, they
No,
Africa.
can,
they can,
they can.
I guess.
Depends on South Africa.
I,
South Africa lose
I
all the
will
four.
go.
I think it's done.
Yeah, I will go with. Hard to say, but I will go with Australia and South Africa. I'm really
Yeah.
Ritik.
sure about it. I think these two defeats are harder than the most. They will
Yeah.
eventually look back and say two defeats that has absolutely changed Indian cricket. These are the two defeats, especially in
Like
Pune. I can understand Bangalore. He lost the test, 46 all out, and
Yeah, that's
all
like
these things,
traditional
all these
India.
stuffs. But
India
it
usually
has actually.
starts a series with a loss. That's not a big deal. I would have been surprised if India had won the opening match.
yes, and that England
Rit-
loss will also
That's
cost
another
them.
point.
The one they lost against England.
Yeah, so
every loss will
also
come back to haunt them.
also a reminder to all those watching and our family that so our BGT first video is coming live tomorrow. And please guys watch it. I mean it will be a series
When is
of
it
four
coming?
videos. Sorry?
Ritik,
When is it coming?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
sorry.
coming at 12 p.m.
Ritik, your prediction.
Well,
Uh,
Okay, yeah, I think I missed. I
Ritik
was
has
the
been
one who
sort of a
missed.
mute spectator today. I mean he has not spoken a great deal.
the,
He's
the
mostly
only thing
just
that's
listened.
moving, the only thing that's moving is the fan over his head.
Yeah, so my prediction would be yes, I think same as Shubhradeep, Australia, South Africa, as of now.
No, yeah, electric India.
So New Zealand, you're not giving them
Leave
any chance.
India. We're talking about
No,
India.
New Zealand do they have chance? I
No,
don't
New
think
Zealand
so.
don't.
I don't think so.
Yeah, they have to win 4 out of 4. and expect both Australia and India to end the series on 2-2, and
No,
then
no. I
expect
think
South
I think
Africa.
at the moment the fight is between India, Australia, South Africa, and Sri Lanka
Even
mostly.
Sri Lanka can win. Sri Lanka can actually go. Sri Lanka eventually can
Yeah,
go if they
actually,
win
actually,
out of the
if
four.
Sri Lanka can win in South Africa, I think they will beat Australia. At least one match, they will beat Australia at home.
Tell you, if
Yes,
Sri Lanka has four test matches left, two South Africa away and two home Australia. That those two tests at home against Australia
would be
won't be
crucial.
easy for both teams. All right. If Sri Lanka can eventually win two games out of these four ones, they will help two teams, India and South Africa. If they can beat
See,
Australia, they will help India only. And if they can beat South Africa, India and Australia both will be happy. So all of this boils down to how
No,
Sri Lanka plays.
yeah. Imagine India going to Australia and losing by 3-2 or something, or 2-1 or something, and India maybe 3-2 probably. 3-2 or 2-2, and India think that they are out of the test series, and South
And
Africa beats
then,
Sri Lanka, and then Sri Lanka comes back and beats Australia at home, and then the
oh,
thing changes and India goes back to the with South Africa to the
India
top.
goes
That
back,
can
and
happen.
then Sri Lanka can actually go back. If Sri Lanka beats South Africa and Australia, then out of nowhere, Sri Lanka will face South Africa, and South Africa will be happy. If you are facing Sri Lanka at the Oval in
No,
Lords,
Lords.
you know that South Africa is well ahead in the WTC final. So yeah, eventually
I
they
want
will
India
be happy.
versus.
See, honestly speaking, even India won't find it easy against South Africa. I think with their bowling
No
attack
way,
at Lords. Yeah.
No.
no way.
India,
I mean,
India,
I think as an
India,
Indian
India
fan,
needs India needs a
if India is
subcontinent
given
team.
an option, they will just want Sri Lanka to somehow get in. That's the best possible opponent for them. I'm not undermining anyone, but I think Sri Lanka will be the best possible opponent considering their bowling attack is mostly built around the spin attack.
That's the
Though
fact that you
Asitha
will be
and
coming
the
on the back of an IPL. You will be coming on right on the back of an IPL. I think IPL will end by the end of April or end of
yeah,
May or
even if
something,
South
and
Africa comes up, I mean South Africa will bring KG Rabada. They will have Janssen. They will have Ngidi. They will have
Nokia.
Ian Mulder. Yeah,
They will have
Nokia. I
Nokia.
don't know if does he play Test cricket at this moment. I
I
don't
don't think
think so.
Nokia. I don't think Nokia.
Is
They have
Olivier there
Berger, they have
for the
Bravada,
squad?
they have
Olivier?
Janssen.
No, I think Dwayne Olivier is not playing at the moment. So, anyways, they have a great deal of pace attack, and
They
then they
have a
have got
great
Keshav
starting. I
Maharaj,
mean,
another left arm spinner.
yeah, they have Bravada, they have Berger, they have Janssen, and they have
Yeah,
Lungi Ngidi, they have Mulder, they have
Ian Mulder.
Maharaj. So six great bowlers you can see. So yeah, Marcus Harris. Yeah, Marcus Harris can open. The only reason I put Marcus Harris down is that he's left-hander. I want a right-hander in the whole team, whole setup. So that's what I'm expecting.
Is
I can
Shamsi there, by the way? Any chance for Shamsi to get in the squad?
no, I think he has actually denied a central contract, so he won't be come under
Okay.
scanner. And
Yeah.
we have to remember one thing that in this next season, it's a very good thing. IPL and PSL will clash with each other. So most of the players who won't be finding a gig at IPL will go to the PSL, and eventually we'll see what happens. I mean, there will really be a clash. So many clashes there. Someone will get the IPL contract later, and then he'll be called out from PSL. So many market dollar strategies going on.
Yeah,
Okay, are we done? Because you're not I'm not getting any comments, so maybe we're done for the day. We're done for the
yeah. I
meeting.
think maybe a couple more minutes if we get some comments, else we can end this.
Yeah, we have one comment, I think. Okay, he's just mentioned Khwaja. So no question, I
Okay,
think.
okay. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, Shamir has been, I mean, hugely active. He's been the one who has given at least 50 comments today.
Yeah, I mean, also, guys, just to repeat what Saptarshi mentioned, please shoot in your comments. We would be more than happy to address them. And we are already close to 1 hour 40 minutes into the live, and it is your comments that will drive us.
Yeah, and please stay tuned. The BGT video will be premiering tomorrow at 12 p.m. So please enjoy it
There's
and
two videos
stay
coming.
tuned.
Yeah.
One coming at 10 in the morning is the birthday of the Sri Lankan left-hander, and then 2 hours later we will enjoy the BGT. So that's the two videos is coming. We will be making sure of more of the stories. So many birthdays coming from the November. That's all the guys will do as they have been scheduled, and then we'll do the BGT three more series after tomorrow, and we'll eventually do more shows or pre-shows on the Border Gavaskar trophies as the game will go on. And yeah, that's how we'll go. But you just need to subscribe and like and share these videos as we have been mentioning.
Yeah, also 31st October, I think we'll be getting the final news on all those 10 team retentions, and
Yeah,
we can make a video on after that.
yeah, we can surely make a you can surely make a video on it. I think
Also,
4:30.
maybe a video like we had done for the probable retentions, probable big picks for each team.
Yeah, you guys can go and watch out it. We have made it after almost like a week ago or 3 weeks ago. So yeah, there'll be
Yeah.
pressure on us actually. We have some predictions just to see how this those things click out.
Yeah. So that's, I think, that is what currently is in the pipeline and what we have made so far.
Yeah. Hopefully the pipe stays well, doesn't get leaked.
Yeah.
Everyone is
So do we have
sleeping.
any more comments?
Seems like everyone is very devastated after India's defeat. Everyone has been going into
Yeah.
his sleep, maybe a bit of a shopping because it's Saturday night, enjoying in
I
the
see
bars,
Shamir is very happy. Pakistan has finally won a test series at home.
enjoying biryani, enjoying the biryani house.
Yeah, like those two spinners, like one, like they have been like phenomenal.
39
Especially,
wickets. 39 wickets. Sajid and Noman, my
Australia, I would
goodness.
love to have two left
Or
Gill and
yeah, so Shamir has come up with
Harris.
another comment. Australia always love to have two lefty openers, Gill Head and Warner Khawaja, Warner Harris.
Hmm.
the Marcus Harris will play. It will be a boost for India only, I would say.
No, this guy can play. Marcus Harris can play. I think he's made. I think he played well in Perth in the last one, the one he debuted in
Let me
2020.
check his. I think he's averaging below 30s. I think as an opener.
Well, our at KL Rahul also averages around it.
No, no,
So
he's averaging below 30. Below 30, I guess.
what is his
Yeah,
average?
25.3. 14 test,
How
25.3.
many test matches? 14.
14 test, 25.3. So
But
our people are coming back at this point of time. Ashish has come back. Abhishek has come in.
okay, Marcus Harris. Marcus
I
Harris
remember
is
Pakistan scored a 76 in the Ashes, I think.
Yeah, he has some
At
25 average, so not even, I think,
yeah,
close to 30. So pretty ordinary average, to be honest.
yeah.
Yes. As an
for
opener, at least you
Korea.
need 35 plus.
Yeah, for sure.
Good average in the
35.
FC cricket. I think he has been playing FC for long.
And his
My
age is
goodness,
also,
man is
also
32, has played
32 years. He was
look
in
at that,
the
32 years, and he has played 167 test first class games. That's great. Man
And
made
what is
his
his average
debut
in the first class?
39.4.
40, 40.
Yeah,
Okay.
39.41. Yeah.
So man
Mm.
made his debut almost 12. So when he
Okay, your
was
predictions for
19,
Pakistan versus
doing
Australia
that straight
and
from the kid.
India versus South
yeah.
Africa.
I think he's talking about
Okay.
that white ball series, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Pakistan, Australia, I think 2-1 to Australia because last game they will rest their players. So I genuinely feel Australia is better at the moment at home in ODIs. T20s can go to anyone. I don't understand about T20s. I don't like T20s. T20 eyes, I would say. So no prediction on that. India versus South Africa. I think that will be interesting. I'll be happy if India wins by 3-1 because they have used some of the young players. Really fascinating how these young players play.
Mm.
So maybe 2-2. I'll think India and South Africa 2-2.
Yeah,
And
And
we have
I think at the moment
to.
Mayank Yadav is injured.
yeah,
Shit.
man,
Shit.
guess
I guess players like him will have a lot of injuries in his career.
yeah.
I think Nitish Reddy has been included in the tour, I think, squad, I guess. Looking at the
BG,
Yeah,
squad,
I was
see,
wondering one thing.
as a spinner, like we have to like be very much careful, like creating the one spinner that we play. It has to be very much like a cautious decision, I would say.
because Ashwin and Jadeja currently, I would not thinking how can they bat in Australia. So I would play him in Sydney, but I think I'm going to go with Washington Sundar.
No, I think either of Harshit or Nitish will be playing at number 8, that pace bowling all rounder where Shardul played.
You are going to play Nitish Reddy at 8. That would be.
Nitish or Harshit Rana, one of those guys
You're
will
talking
play.
about BGT, right? Sorry, I missed
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Does
yeah, yeah,
Nitish have that capability like, to as a fast bowling all rounder
Ability,
to play
I
in
don't
Test?
know, but I mean, in Perth, you can't play two spinners. To be honest,
And
you have to play
my
four
question
paces.
comes that why Shardul Thakur is not included.
Uh,
Gabba hero
no
from the
I
idea,
last
think
match.
no idea. If
I was
if
about to ask the same question for T Natarajan. I think why don't we consider him as an option
no,
at
no,
number
no,
one?
no,
And
no. T Natarajan in Test cricket, no. I mean, he injured
let me
himself
tell
playing
you,
Test cricket
and
in Gaba. He's not fitted into play Test cricket. I mean, he was
okay,
forced to play Test cricket.
and Mike
Okay,
again the second question is that what wrong Akshar Patel has done? Like this
Yeah,
man won you
that's
the
a good
World Cup with that
question.
30 ball 47. He was not even given a chance in the Test series, and then he was dropped. So
But
what
if
kind of
he's played, then Jadeja has to be dropped. Will you drop
no?
Jadeja?
I'm not talking about the playing 11. I'm talking about 15. At what wrong he has done to be dropped from the playing 15? If Nitish Reddy can be given a chance, so that's my question. I'm not telling that.
But the thing is, Nitish Reddy has been picked up because they need a pace bowling all rounder at number 8,
So
and they
my
don't
again
have any
question
more
comes that
options.
is he really capable of like being a all rounder in Test cricket? I think questions are coming for Hardik Pandya also, but I would have backed him more for the uh, Test
yeah, I
series.
think Hardik is not there in the squad. No, I don't
No,
think,
Yeah,
No,
I
no.
think maybe they are not risking Hardik in Test cricket.
especially with his fitness issues and all.
but I think he
Yeah,
was
yeah,
bowling
yeah.
with the red cherry some
Yeah,
two
but
weeks
I mean,
ago.
in Test, if you play Test cricket, I mean, bowling on those hard abrasive decks in Australia, he may end up injuring himself, and the city is round the corner, so India can't take that chance. I mean, he's a very good player
Okay, they
in the
have
limited
That's the
Mukesh
formats.
thing. You
and
have to trade off. You want to
Navdeep Saini as the reserves. Mukesh Kumar, Navdeep
Mm.
Saini, and Khalil Ahmed.
you have to select the
Okay,
best possible squad for
Shamir is
the.
saying Sajid Khan is in ODI squad.
Is it? Is he? So it's coming in ODI
I think
squad.
the ODI squad is not yet announced.
Someone is echoing. Someone's voice is
Yeah, I think
echoing.
my voice is echoing.
Okay, are you logged in some other device? Maybe.
No,
I don't know.
no, same device.
Okay, I think
Yeah,
it's fine
ODI.
now. Yeah.
I don't think ODI squad was announced because they said. Let me just check.
I don't think it's announced yet because
Khalil
They
Ahmed
were
should be in the main squad. You're talking about the BGT, is it, Samir?
no, I don't think so. I don't
I'm
think so.
the main squad.
No,
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 no.
he said main squad. No, no, he's in the traveling reserves.
No, didn't understand only one
No,
thing. Why don't
Khalil
we need?
Ahmed in the playing 11, I don't think, to be honest,
No,
especially for the
my
BGT.
only question was that what is the hurry to announce squad in so much hurry? I didn't get that. You have I think 1 month
Yeah, it had
still
to be
left.
announced yesterday to deviate some attention from what's happening in Pune.
That
Then
can
why not
be.
today? Why not
Then why
today?
not?
And they did it earlier, maybe.
They even didn't wait for. I think Shami was telling that he could be fit.
I just
Even
have one question. Like,
I'm not having
as the
some good
overseas,
feelings from the squad actually. Like some injustice I'm seeing and some issues
which
I'm
squad
seriously.
Ashish, can you
you're
speak a
talking
bit
about?
loudly? I think your voice is coming a bit
I
low.
think
Your
Ashish's voice is coming in a bit weird way. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, wait. Let me wait. Okay.
Yeah, okay,
And my
Samir.
Yeah, so
question
You
to
let
can
all of
continue.
you. In the meantime, I have a question for all of you. Like, like how many chances will give Shubman Gill? I think he's still 24. I think 25, 20 years. He has played a lot of test matches. So how you're seeing him this Border Gavaskar Trophy series?
I think we
Like
had a discussion on him, and he is definitely under the scanner for sure. I mean, considering his
because
performance.
he's taking the place of I think Pujara or maybe like some Abhimanyu Ishwaran maybe a proven
See,
domestic performer.
Pujara. I mean, I think we have had enough discussions on Pujara today. I mean, you can't keep going backwards. At
Okay,
some point, you have to take
I
a.
was not part of the discussion, so I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So I mean, Pujara. I think Abhishek is of the opinion that Pujara should be brought back to the PGT, right?
Yes, because I think
Yeah.
he will give us the stability in those conditions, and why not? If like there are
Very
some
loud,
players
Arya.
who have played till 45 plus. Misbahul
If
has played till 40 plus. Yunis can't play till 40 plus because the thing is that in my opinion, It's not
If
easy to find a replacement of great test batters. You can find
and if
replacement easily in T20, but for test match, getting a replacement is not that easy, I believe.
yeah, and
Pujara
if
is
you are
36,
giving
already 36, I think. Yeah, yeah,
If
Ashish.
he's fit, if he's scoring runs at the domestic, he should be given a chance. You are
And
just considering.
even Pujara is good in Australia, but in South Africa and New Zealand he's a terrible averages. I think he averages in twenties. In South Africa, he averages
Yeah,
some
I think
20
it's
odd.
So who?
not just planning for
So
a
my
one-off
again question.
series. I think they are looking at the future. I mean, with the future in
to
mind, the
future,
squad
yeah.
has been
So my question
announced.
is, who
Yeah.
doesn't average poorly in South Africa? Even the great struggle there. So if you just single-handedly tell that Pujara is struggling, then
And then if this is counterintuitive, right? That you are playing Rohit and Virat Kohli when they are not scoring runs because what they have done for you in the past. But this logic doesn't apply for Pujara. Uh, so,
because he's a one
but
format
then
player.
because he's a
One format
sorry,
player.
sorry,
That's the issue with the one.
yeah, format player. Yeah, and I understand that. And see, what I feel is there comes a time where you have to move on. There was this phase in 2010 and then 2014 when India did really bad in Australia. But that was very crucial for the other guys to spend some time in Australia to for that 2018 to happen and then 2022 to happen.
you know,
So
Right.
so that's the thing. Like the snake sets its skin sometime, right? So that is the phase that Indian cricket is going through right now. The young guys has to be tried and tested. They are going to fail, and we have to accept and move on from that. And going by that logic, I just feel we are not sending a very promising squad to Australia this time,
I
and
also feel the same. Some
and
guys
we
have.
have to and losing a home test after 12 years and then going into Australia, they are going to sledge you bad because of this. Like, just imagine every ball they ball to a batter, they're just going to come and say, remember what you did it in Pune, remember 46 for all 46 all out. They are just going to come and they are
Yeah.
Yeah.
be in the batter's head all
Now,
day.
yeah, how will you respond to their aggression and sludging? Yeah, that's the question.
Yeah, they are going to sledge you bad. They are going to just treat you very bad, and you have to face it. You are in Australia, so so
Now,
it's tough time ahead, and they have to do it. There's no other way.
yes, they have to prove themselves. Especially Rohit Sharma has to give India at least some decent start. I'm doubting Jaspal also because it's his first tour.
This is something which simply frustrates me. Okay, if the Australian players are playing for New South Wales and so on and so forth, why is the Indian players' ego so big that they cannot play one single Ranji game?
Hmm.
Maybe workload management, I think.
That is the
Yeah,
point. They don't get that much break. I mean, I was actually writing one of those messages. Someone say that why can't they play domestic games,
yeah,
but they don't
certainly
get that much break.
that
As I
much
say,
of
they
rest. Yeah,
Yes,
that
I think
break that
yeah.
they got
I
Yeah,
months.
so
think
one
when
thing
Rohit and yeah,
Shamir is
Very
asking why India not having good left arm swing fast bowlers. Only one Ardeep.
no, we have
we have one Khalid as well,
We have
but
Yash
then
Dayal also. Like
we
they
don't
are
have
yeah,
coming
left
up
arm
in the
bowlers,
ranks.
right? We don't have any such quality left arm bowlers since Zahir and Ashish. And the fact is that we have one, but we actually haven't used him in red ball format because he's still
sorry,
awaiting
sorry,
Yes.
his
sorry. Who?
T20.
Yes.
Still
Arshdeep.
waiting
Who?
Uncut. Talking about
Natrajan was there. Natrajan was there.
Arshdeep is
was
there.
there, but Natarajan doesn't have desire to play first class games, so he can't be playing test matches without playing first class games. But there is
Yes.
one guy has been, he has been playing for Saurashtra for a long, long time, taking wickets for a long, long time, gone to
Unadkat.
Sussex, playing for a long, long time, come
Not
back
cut.
playing Duleep Trophy, then playing Rirani Cup,
I
and
think
getting
India
knocked
gave
out.
him chance also. Not cut in the
Yeah,
last
one
year.
match
I
he
think
played in that
But we
Bangladesh
dropped him.
Mirpur test, I guess.
no, the
But
West
we
Indies
dropped
also he was given the chance.
Yeah, West Indies
No,
also maybe. I don't remember.
no, no. I think Mukesh got a chance. Jaydev
No,
Unadkat didn't
Yeah,
get a
I
chance,
think
right?
no,
I think he played in
Unadkat.
Bangladesh that
No, no, Unadkat was
match
also
when.
given a chance. I remember, but he was not able to pick that much amount of wickets. The wicket was so flat,
Let me
and
check. Jaydev got a chance there. Okay.
Okay, so do we have any
He
more
got one chance. Yeah,
comments?
yeah, he has a question.
See,
Shamir,
with
Ritik, can
Jadav
you read
Unadkat,
Shamir's
the
comments a bit? And
biasness comes from the biasness level of biasness comes from what people see of him in the IPL. I just feel that somewhere somewhat biasness is there, and he hasn't been given enough chance in red ball because probably of what happens in the IPL with him.
with
And I feel
yeah,
with Unadkat.
okay, yeah, yeah, he's a proven domestic performer. Yes,
And I just feel that happens and then I don't know, maybe does the culture plays a role as well, that in India we don't consider left hand to be auspicious and so on and so forth, so we don't get a lot of left armors.
Don't
I
I
think
don't
so.
know.
mentioned it. I mentioned it in the last live that it's not in India, but in Australia or any countries, we sometimes reward players on the basis of one format to another format. Someone is doing well in T20I, gives his debut cap of ODIs. As
Oh,
Shamir
dear.
just
Yeah,
mentioned,
yeah.
Sajid has been bowling well in Test matches. So what did the Pakistan is going to do? They are gonna just deliver him a cap of the ODIs. Have doesn't matter how has in the list A games, but you just going to give him reward in the ODIs. That's what England
Oh,
used to do. England used to reward their ODI players in test matches in the ODI players, and that's how you actually breaking the whole structure. Doesn't matter how Sonakar has bowled in T20. Doesn't matter how many runs he has been bowled in the IPL. He has been performing consistently in the Ranji
in the
game. So
first
why
class,
can't he be playing in
and
the
he played for
domestic
Saurashtra, as you mentioned, the flattest track. And if he's taking
flattest
wickets
track?
there, and he has taken wickets there, that means he has some capability to bowl on those conditions.
Yeah, true. Then why not?
Because Akashdeep was given a chance based on his domestic performance only, and he is proving.
Yeah, he's proving. Not only Akashi, most of the players in the past have come because of their domestic. I remember India dropping Jadeja after the
Mm,
2014 South Africa series. They dropped him, then went back, scored runs, took
yes,
wickets, and then come back and played the 2015 South Africa series. And then that the graph went up. That's how you
yes,
actually do it. If you need to drop someone, drop him, let him go back. And as I mentioned, when you drop someone, point that this is your issue. Point it. Someone just every player doesn't have the same issues in their structure. Everyone has a different way of solving the problems. So as a selector is your job, as a coach is your job. When you dropping someone, let him know that that's your issue. When you are making a comeback, I will just check that issue. I will not go back. For say, uh, Shreyas Iyer has this issue with the Pacers against the short balls. He can play the spinners anyway. So when he's coming back, I will just check how he has developed his skills against the short balls. I will not check how many runs he scored against the spinners. I will just check how he has developed his skills against the short balls, and that's how you will progress in your life. You won't progress thinking, okay, I was great at that point. I'll make it better. No. If you are worse at someone, make it better and then come back. Sadly, teams don't do it, and that's why they fall down at one point of time. Eventually, they will fall down. If not then, if not then, if not when, and eventually, at one point of time, they will fall back. As India have in this series, it was coming. The top order is failing for a long, long time, and Australia they fail, England they fail. Eventually, that was time when they will fail, and they fail. That's it. Just a bit of a here and there, and that's it.
The thing is that our prince is not princing enough. Like I see. There is this thing with Suman Gill. Like he has a lot of fan following. Like I remember
Have
sitting having lunch at my office, and one of my female colleagues went during the T20 World Cup. Went like, why haven't they selected Suman Gill in the squad? And I was like, Dude, I can't even see him playing the T20 World Cup. Like, no, Gill deserves the Jaswal deserves the
Well,
place more.
you know,
So
it happens. It happens with many players in the past. You know, MS has one of those fandoms. You know, many Sachin has fandom, Gavaskar, and all these big players have a huge fandom, and they always support them. My younger brother in the who actually went to a fair, you know, came back and said, "Hey, have you seen what I have bought?" I said, "What?" And he was showing me a picture of MS Dhoni. He said, "I have bought it from the fair." I said, "What are you doing? Man is retired, bought some new young players." But no, he's back in this. This is the issue with the younger generations or those generation. They swimming in the fandom. And no issues with being a fan. You have to be a fan. No issues with it. You can be a fan of any country, respective player, individual. But then you have to make sure that when they make a mistakes, you can have the guts to point fingers at them. And
and don't hate
why
other people who
yeah,
are coming up. Okay,
absolutely. And
that is very important.
yeah,
This is the like this is have something I've seen a lot with Indian people, especially.
mm,
They are a fan of some one big star, and they will just talk rubbish about the other player. Like, dude, he is also representing the same country. Like,
mm,
oh, how can you be so anti about someone else for no reason? Like that is something I feel is very toxic behavior, and that is something has to change as a nation.
you are saying
Like, because otherwise,
I am saying in the same team, we rate players differently. If someone is batting, I just saw I remember the chase is going on, and one of those person, I can't name it in the live video, and said, "Oh, Gill as Jaswal is batting well together, so all hope on him because we know Kohli is struggling, so we can't put hope on him." Don't need to blame a X if you want to praise Y. Why to blame that someone else if you want to praise someone else? No need to. You can easily praise that, oh, they are playing well. But no, you say they are playing well. We have hope on it because they don't hope on another one. No need to do that. Needless. But now we are Indian.
those things happen. Yeah, like even today, I somehow had a lot of hope on Rishabh Pant because whenever situations like these arise, he
हाँ
contributes.
I remember आशीष status एक लंगड़े के साथ आप दौड़ रहे हो
And when Kohli did that run out, I somehow felt that Kohli is not going to stay on the crease very long. He will he shortly he will depart. From Rishabh Pant, I had that expectation that somehow he will add some runs, he will do something. And when just watching him get out at zero for a run out, that just broke my heart. Like, I somehow had expectations from him.
Yeah.
I also had a little bit of expectation from Sundar with the bat as well,
Yes.
but some
Same as yeah.
uh,
I was having expectation from all the left-handers because I knew that the partner will trouble all our right-handers with that incoming ball, and he did the same. I was like wondering when his over will finish, when his over will finish, but he was continuously bowling from the start. They didn't even give him a rest.
He bowled 30 overs almost from one end. Who went on bowling? Because putting his thigh, his shoulder, injured,
Sandner is a
struggling.
part-time cricketer, right? I mean, he claims he's
yeah,
a
yeah,
part-time cricketer,
part
full-time
time cricketer,
golfer.
full time golfer. Yeah, yeah. On his Instagram, he has written that in his bio. Part time cricketer, full time golfer.
Can you believe it? Very silly,
Centered like this
very
match only
funny when he
centered
speaks to play.
only one bowler only because Ajaz Patel was out of form and only one bowler like changed the entire
He
game.
and Glenn
Yeah,
Phillips.
there was only one part-time cricketer.
He's a pretty cool guy. You know, Santner was asked, "How did you feel
Yeah.
taking 14 wickets in the game?" And he said, "Yeah, cool." That's it. Nothing else. He said, "Cool." How was the wicket of Virat Kohli? Yeah, I didn't expect, but that was very cool. I mean, he uses this cool word so many times. He said, "Yeah, cool." How do you bowl in this condition? What was the What was the difference that you bowl from the Indian spinner? Then he said, no, they bowled well. I just blow it up. That's it. Nothing else. Very simple, very realistic. You
He's
know,
like, जल्दी खत्म करो यार, मुझे golf practice पे जाना है.
he's a bit like that. And he said, and after Modi got the Gak's team that you are just handling your thigh, some injury. And he said, yeah, a bit of sore, but I will eventually look at it. Very, it's a simple guy, realistic guy, walk simply, bowl simply, and he will go back. to
Yeah.
Hamilton. He said, "How is your day?" He said, "Yeah, 48 overs, 48 overs, picked up 14 wickets, scored some runs, got the wicket of Rishabh Pant singh. Bad ball field, sab kiya."
I guess
Yes,
comments
I
are
think
drying up, and
we can see you.
yeah, I think maybe we time to put a full stop and get ready for the Diwali test.
Not only comments, my phone is dying up. Phone's charger charge.
I I'm not able to see any comments. Is there any comments? I
Uh,
don't think
Yeah,
so.
Yeah,
Someone
guys.
those who are
No, no, no.
watching, please send us some comments so that we can answer that. Otherwise,
with a statement or we should go and hit the bed.
yeah, I think we can call it a day today. I think the
Yeah,
comments.
Seems like wrap it up.
Right, I think it's already been 2 hours 5 minutes for you, all of you who are studying.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
yeah. So I think that's it, and time to wrap up. Good night,
yeah,
guys.
cheers. Yeah.
You guys.
Cheers.
Cheers,
Good
guys.
night.